It's a spooky episode because we're recording on Halloween, but you're gonna hear it in November, so the spooks are out the window. Dorian, how are you?
I'm very, very good, and I don't know why I'm doing this horrible Dracula accent. Ha ha ha.
Do you know how to count?
One, ha ha ha. Two, ha ha.
Okay. You don't need to show off how smart you are. Okay. I got it. You got it. Um. Okay, well, anyways, hello. This is Passive Pixels. We're almost done. Just 2 more episodes of this shit show, and then we're done. Maybe I try to sneak in a Saw episode before we go off. I don't know. Anyways, what we did last episode, we're gonna do the same thing here. Do I really want to explain the premise again? No, not really. Sorry, go listen to the other episode. This time it's gonna be the 90s. So we're at max or even over because I totally went over. At max or over 5 per medium. Music, books. Okay, well, no, neither of us are reading books. Oh my god, my brain. Shit. Okay, you want to carry me
Video
here,
games,
please?
television shows.
Thank you, mediums of entertainment. Hey, what's your favorite Windows dock from the 90s?
Ooh, that's a tough one. How about the top 5 Windows wallpapers? I gotta go with the Doom, the chasing through the Doom hallways. That's a good one for me.
Number 1, the Matrix code that constantly is moving down.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
All right, number 2, the Green Hills from Windows XP.
Oh yeah, Green Hills are classic.
Top worst one, the Windows Vista Windows logo.
Yeah, just anything to do with Vista can die in a fire.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So things. Let's go ahead and just run through our actual lists, and then let's get into the 90s things, because honestly, the 90s thing is probably going to take so much time that I feel like we should just run through our normal stuff, right?
Yeah, I don't have much on my normal stuff anyways, so.
Okay, perfect. So my normal table of content. Liza P. Wait, hold on. When did I beat Liza P? Did I write it down? No, I did not. Okay, hold on. I need to add complete. There we go. Liza P complete. Okay. Liza P, King of the Hill, Sexy Beast, Under the Skin, Killers of the Flower Moon, Mario Wonder, American Graffiti, Hot Rod, Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Spider-Man 2, We Need to Talk About Kevin, Us, and Silent Hill. Dorian, your list.
Well, it's funny you say we don't read. I have a book on my list. I know.
It's a spooky episode. I just coughed up blood.
It's the end times here. But yeah, so the book is Metonia, and then the rest of my list is Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Wonder, Metal Gear Solid, Killers of the Flower Moon, and Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors.
Oh god, I still need to watch that one. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it. I'm just gonna knock a whole bunch of these out of the way right now. MGS 2 and 3, they're fucking hot. We're probably gonna talk about them next episode because those fit in the aughts. Agreed?
Yeah, although I will be mentioning mine in the 90s, but yeah.
Oh no, yeah, but come on. Okay, look, MGS 1 is gonna be here. That's it.
Yes, but
there you go.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that one later, and then 2 and 3 on the next episode. Correct.
Yeah, exactly. So MGS 2, phenomenal games. They're so good they make me want to die. Lies of P, I beat it. Damn, I kind of was tired of how many two-phase bosses there were. What else? A fun game. I would like to finish New Game Plus. King of the Hill, still going through it, still funny. Sexy Beast, I like it. That's a very quiet little noir movie. Under the Skin, got to go watch that in theaters. That was just very simmering. I dug it. Killers of the Flower Moon, we'll probably talk for a little bit. You'll also probably talk about Mario Wonder, so skipping that. American Graffiti. Hey, George Lucas can actually make a movie that isn't Star Wars and fucking it up. American Graffiti. It's a nice little hangout movie. I enjoyed it. Hot Rod is a good shit post. What a fun movie. Nightmare on Elm Street. Hey, did you ever think that a teenager can make out with Freddy Krueger? Well, now you don't have to. Here you go. The movie was boring. Considering that Freddy invades your dreams. It's a good thing that this movie made you want to fall asleep. Hey, da, 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 da. Spider-Man 2, we'll probably talk about that. We need to talk about Kevin. That was a good movie. I rather enjoyed the fact that Ezra Miller is just this little creepy little shit, and everyone who plays Kevin is absolutely just a horrifying little child that you wish you could punt. And then Silent Hill, I went back to it. I decided to not stream it. I'm playing it on the 77 on my PS3, and that game has some good spooks. There we go. That's literally almost my entire list. So yeah, up to you now.
Well, I don't have much more to say because we got a lot of shared stuff here, but quickly, Metonia is a book by one Connor McGuire.
The man who did the artwork.
Yes, the man who did the artwork for this, the man who runs his own fantastic podcast that we'll be continuing after this called Backlog Brain Rot. So for the two people that still listen to this and don't listen to that one, just join that one after.
Yeah, no, seriously. Backlog Brain Rot. Look, I was thinking that by the last episode, I would just literally point everyone to the Splinterverse podcasts. Let's just get out ahead of the way. Backlog Brain Rot. The good show. They're consistent, and there's 3 people running that show instead of just one. But then again, it could be 2 people running the show. It's just that I refuse to let anyone else do it.
It's actually 4 people. You got to include Ellie in there too. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
so this is his
She
book.
cooks and edits. Wow.
Yes, I know, just a wonder dog.
And she's a very cute dog.
Exactly. No, so I ordered this. So Connor, in addition to running a podcast and making his own video game, he also wrote a book. And me being the physical whore I am, I'm like, I will not get this book unless I get a physical copy. So I bought a
Good man.
physical copy from him, and he sent it from me because we couldn't order it in Canada. Anyway, so he sent it to me, and it's been sitting there for months and months and months because I don't read.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm finally gonna read this. This is the perfect time because I had a power outage. This is a couple months back, and I was like, there's a power outage, and there's no ETA when it was gonna come back on. So I'm like, great, I'm gonna read this book. I got a page and a half in, and then the power came back on, and that was that. I don't know when I would have gotten back to this, but then Parrot was like, all right, I'll tell you what, I'll do this bet with you that if you can finish the book in less than a month, I'll buy you a game off your wish list on Steam.
Wait,
And
hold on. Parrot, the host of Backlog Brain Rot?
Correct. See,
Wow! Can I get his autograph?
we're connecting all these dots here. So I'm like, well, okay, this is the motivation. A free game from Parrot is the motivation I need to finish this book. So I have 2 chapters left. Look,
Ooh.
me trying to comment on if a book is good would be like me walking into a surgery room and being like, yeah, that's a nice stitch job you did there. I can't fucking tell you if the book's good. I'm enjoying it. I think it's solid, but fuck if I know anything about books. So I can't wait for the TV adaptation starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
Have you talked to Connor already that that's what you're gonna do?
Yeah, I know.
It has to be Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, it has to be Jake Gyllenhaal playing John Nakami, and and it needs to. At first, I wanted a movie by PlayStation Productions, but I was like, wait, no,
Wait, hold on. PlayStation Productions, like, are they okay? In this universe, are they branching out into making things that aren't based on video games, or has there already been a video game?
Sure. Let's make a video game of it too. Yeah, I think
Perfect.
it'd be a
Video
fun
game.
Yeah. But no, this definitely will not work as a movie. So it needs to be a TV show. It's kind of got some like X-Files kind of vibes to it. Like you get these monsters, and then they're hunting them down, and there's like it's almost like a monster of the week type of thing. I don't know. It's entertaining enough though. Yeah. So that's that. It's
All
enjoyable.
right. This book, I bought it digitally. I'm never reading it that way. I just wanted to give Connor. Oh, I don't no. I'm right there with you. Look, man, I'm diehard physical as is. But like, if a game is digital or pirated, but in my eyes they're no different, even if you paid for it, that's just, okay, fine. I'll watch a digital movie. I'll play a digital game. That's fine. I'm not reading a digital book. Look, you have to be the size of an article for me to read you digitally, or else I do not care. Get away from me. Do not touch me. I will buy Connor's book at some point. What is some point? I'm sorry, Connor.
Yeah, fair enough. And yeah, on the I guess we have one episode left after this. I will not mention this again though, because it will just be the same thing. So good book. Read it if you like books, I guess. Spider-Man 2 and Super Mario Wonder we're going to talk about.
Yep.
Metal Gear Solid, we're going to talk about that later, but great game, obviously. Killers of the Flower Moon we're going to talk about, and then Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. Yeah, this is the only one I got watched. Unfortunately, I've just been really busy gaming and working. But this was
Reading books and gaming, Jesus
I know,
Christ.
disgusting.
I hope God feels bad for you
I
because
mean,
I
this is
won't.
what we canceled the show and everything's gone to hell. Um, but yeah,
You're gonna go start Hatsune Miku next.
yeah. But yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors is absolutely fantastic. I fucking love
Hell
this
yeah.
movie. I think it's great. I think it's on par with the first one. Is it
Ooh.
is it like the same kind of iconic classic as the first one? No, it's not. And you know, when you want to talk about from a pure quality perspective, yes, the first one is probably objectively better, but holy shit, this movie is so much fun. Nancy comes back. Shout out Nancy. So she's back in the fold now. There's just so much to like about this movie. And I gotta say, the character of Kincaid is maybe the single greatest horror character of all fucking time. Kincaid is the goat. I will hear no debates or question about this. This motherfucker is just like the way the delivery of his lines is pristine, absolutely pristine. I will not spoil anymore. You need to watch him. You need to watch it for his performance and his performance alone. Shadow Kincaid.
Look, I can tell you right now, I will be watching this movie. I've committed myself that this is going to be the next series that I go through. It's probably not going to happen at all, just on the show anymore because it's canceled. Who in the hell am I going to get to it next? So I apologize to everyone. We're probably going to hear. Actually, no, you might probably not are not going to hear me watch this, but oh well, I'm sorry. So yeah, moving on.
Cool. That's it. That's just stuff we share.
Okay, perfect. So Mario Wonder, you beat it already. I've done 3 levels, but I will say those 3 levels, holy shit! I was smiling the entire time, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so much fun." I have to let this kind of, we're gonna stretch this out. I'm gonna come in, do a level. I'm gonna seriously. I played those 3 levels in total, like probably 30 times, because like I just keep going through and I keep trying to find secrets. In the second level with the piranha plants, I actually kept trying to see this little red pipe and see if I can get in. I don't think I can, so I've just kind of gave up on that. But like I'm still just playing. Like okay, this time I'm gonna get the seed. This time I'm not gonna do it. This time I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna go grab the little pink coins. I'm trying to figure out how the game works, and so far with just these 3 levels, I'm like, God, this game is so much fun.
Yeah, it's a fun game. I do like it. I have issues with it.
That's
Uh,
you. That's your issues on your inside.
well, half of it is. I will cop to
Nope,
half of it,
nope.
not the whole thing.
98%.
No. Half,
Okay,
maybe half.
fine. I was being kind by giving you 2%, so it's 99 now.
I go half. Look, because definitely for sure, I don't have the same interest in platformers I used to have, especially 2D ones. Jury's out on 3D ones. We'll see when fucking the next Mario game comes out. 2D ones, I just don't care that much for them anymore. This is really well made for a 2D Mario game, though. I think it's fantastic. It's definitely a step up from the new Super Mario Bro games on Wii and Wii U. So definitely an upgrade from that. I just for me like the levels are very very short and very very easy, and I'm okay with like especially if that was that way at the start or the first couple worlds or even the first few worlds. That's fine. Just I wish they would have mixed in a couple of longer levels and a couple of harder levels in there. There's one level that's like actually a bitch. That's like okay, this level's a bitch, but it's also really short once you know what you're doing too. So that's one criticism I have, and then the second the biggest fucking criticism I have with the game is the boss fights just flat out suck. The final boss fight is absolutely fantastic. It's I don't know if I want to. I'm not going to spoil this. I'm not going to say it because if you don't know what you're getting into, Ed, you'll freak out over it. So I won't say anything, but you'll really like the final boss fight for different reasons. But all the mini boss fights, they're literally all just fucking Bowser Jr. And they're the same shit every time. They're boring, and I just wish those fights were better. But yeah, overall fun. Like the Wonder Seeds are easily the MVP. They're really cool. I was always wondering, oh, what are you gonna do this time? What are you gonna do this time? And they're not all like 10 out of 10, like, oh, that was amazing, but like most of them are pretty interesting. So yeah, fun game. I liked it for sure.
All right. The funny thing is that I don't really think that I'm much for platformers. So I was actually kind of shocked that when I got back to this immediately, I was like, "Oh, thank you, Mario." I was really thinking that maybe it just wasn't for me. And then I played this immediately, and I was like, "Oh, no, no, it's just that it's those other games. It's just the other games." And then I play this, and God, it's just oh, it makes me sad because I'm just playing this and like I'm almost like hoarding the happiness here. I'm just like I can't stretch this out. But the thing is that I probably should do it just because I have so many games on Switch that I bought and I just haven't played. And I'm like, man, I really should though.
Oh, maybe if you don't replay Metal Gear Solid for the 3,000th time, you
You
could
are
do that.
fucking insane. If I have to.
Yeah, touche. All right.
Valid argument. Yeah, why would you not have to play Metal Gear Solid 3 for the 30th time?
Yeah, fair. Are you done with Wonder?
I mean, no, no, technically no.
Oh, I
But
meant
yeah,
I meant the
I know,
conversation.
I know. Yes, I am.
Dumbass.
So we, this is why I'm canceling the show. Damn it! All right. What was next? Spider-Man 2.
Well, yeah,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2. Yeah, so I'll lead this one if you're okay with that.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed this game too. I think this is my favorite Insomniac game I personally played. I definitely think it's a step up from Spider-Man 1 in certain ways. I understand when people say it's more Spider-Man, I actually kind of agree with that.
That's what I
Uh,
would have
but
said.
but I'm also not using that as an insult. I think
I use it as a descriptor.
Sure. I think it's more Spider-Man, but just kind of a little shot of steroids, I guess is the best way I could put it. I think, the combat, they retool some things. I never used gadgets fucking once in Spider-Man 1. Once. I swear to God, I never touched those things when they were a crucial part of my gameplay experience in Spider-Man 2. I used the shit out of them. So I appreciated that part of
It's
it.
the quick fire,
Uh,
man.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's such a small tweak, but it makes a world of difference for me. The wingsuit's fun. Like I like mixing that with swinging. Like I would kind of dip in and out in between the two to kind of build up speed and go faster. So I thought that was kind of a cool addition.
Hold on, I'm gonna
Um,
jump in right here, man. The
yeah, go ahead.
actual sheer momentum that you can
Yeah.
pull in this
Oh,
game
it's
is
insane.
absolutely insane,
Yeah,
and
it's
it
awesome.
it makes me think that like this is quietly probably like a PS5 thing. Like they probably could make you go really fast in the PS4 version, but because it was the PS4, they're like, ooh, I don't know about that. But like, I'm assuming the PS5 is powerful enough that you can pull this kind of speed, and oh, it's lovely.
For sure. It's the best, like it's the best momentum I've felt in a game since I played Mirror's Edge recently, which I love the momentum system in that.
Shit, you're right.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, no, really, really well done there. And the story, I enjoyed the story more here. I think Doctor Octopus in the first game. I mean, Doctor Octopus is kind of a cheap code. I think he's one of the best villains just in general, and a fantastic Spider-Man villain. But besides him, I didn't really care about any of the villains in Spider-Man 1. Besides Rhino, shut up, Rhino. But in Spider-Man 2, I don't know. I was just more interested in the villains. I thought the story, I mean, very minor spoilers. I guess if you know absolutely nothing, skip ahead 5 seconds. But like the symbiote and like the whole battling with Peter, I think that was done really well and fantastic. So yeah,
I
no, I really enjoyed the story here. I thought that was a step up. Is it like a masterpiece? No, it's not. Like if I'm making a top five, first party PlayStation games since the PS4 era, that's kind of when they started their thing. That's definitely
Okay,
not there.
that's
Um,
so you can't include the PS4, man. That's that's the
yeah,
fucking 800-pound
no,
gorilla
well,
in the
that's
room.
yeah, no, and one may not even be my top 10. But it certainly would be, it's a lot smaller list for PS5 exclusives. So,
Yeah, and PS5 is
um,
like, oh yeah, no,
yeah,
this is
yeah,
good.
it
Thank
would
you,
be,
Insomniac, for showing up
yeah,
for this entire fucking console.
yeah. So it would be there, but yeah, overall, really, I'm pleasantly surprised. I wasn't super hyped for this game, and I definitely enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Yeah, very much. I'm going to say it. It is more Spider-Man. Do you like Spider-Man? Here's some more Spider-Man. What you feel about Spider-Man is what you're going to walk into this game with. I played 2018. I played Miles Morales. By the time I finished 2018, I was like, okay, I can wait on for some Spider-Man. And then Miles Morales came out. I was like, yeah, I think I'm ready for some Spider-Man. And the funny thing is that like I spent like 2 hours too long in 2018, and I was like, I've had my fill. And then Miles Morales comes around, and then I platinum it twice, which means I had 4 full playthroughs, and I was just like, man, I am so tired of Spider-Man. And now I get here, and I'm just like, yeah, that was more Spider-Man, all right. I'm glad I borrowed it, because if I spent money on this one, I would have been like, yeah, I could have just waited. I didn't need this right now. But that's the thing. How much do you want a Spider-Man right now? If you want a Spider-Man right now, this thing's going to hit you like a fucking truck. I, on the other hand, was just like, I guess impress me, Spider-Man. You being Spider-Man is not enough for me. Show me something. And I'm gonna admit it was like the first half of the game just okay, yeah, we get it. We're setting the table. Okay. Here's another mission that's here not even to add any story. It's just here to introduce some of the side content that I'm not going to do because I don't want to spend too much time in this game. Okay, here's another mission that's also part of side content. Oh, here's a mission that's just a cutscene, but it doesn't even feel like it moves the story. That it feels like it's not until like the halfway mark when the story just goes, oh, okay, I guess we have to start doing things. And it just goes into fucking overdrive, which, oh boy, when this fucking game starts going with its narrative. But I will say, by the time it gets to the end, I'd probably say there's a certain moment where a new suit gets introduced, where I think after that point, the game just kind of, I don't know, like it reminds me of 2018, where you think we're okay with spoiling a little bit of 2018. Actually, you said Doc Ock, and Doc Ock was a spoiler initially. So whatever, minor spoiler for 2018. Once you get into the third act and the entire city is like under occupation of like a whole bunch of just enemies everywhere, I was like at that point in 2018, I was like, okay, we gotta wrap this up now. After a certain suit is introduced in Spider-Man 2, I was like, we kind of need to start wrapping this up now. And the problem is that like at least with 2018, the whole fight between Peter and Doc Ock is like the emotional peak of the game, and then a certain thing that happens after. I won't spoil that one. That one I feel like has been a little bit more guarded as a secret. So those two things left a good emotional punch right at the end, and then I kind of feel like the big like investment things in Spider-Man 2 happened like 4 hours before the ending, and I got to the end. I was like, okay, no, the story is over, and that's it. So, like Spider-Man 2, it's a good game. It's a good game. No problems with it. I mean, I had problems with the beginning, just not really impressing me. It felt weird. Do you feel okay? Should we talk about the opening? I don't know
The which, sir?
the opening, or do you think we should do a countdown?
Why am I fucking blanking? Open. Oh, yeah, I would do a countdown. It's a new enough game. I know it's the opening, but I would still
Okay,
do a countdown for that.
fair
Yep.
enough. The problem is that like I've seen so many people just blatantly spoil
No,
it,
I
and
know,
I'm just like,
yeah, I understand we play a little fast and loose on games on here sometime, but I kind of try to not spoil shit if I can.
oh, I agree.
And this game just came out, so like literally, I'd rather play it safe with that one.
No, I know. It's just like, dude, have you seen people clip
Oh,
the
people are
shit
stupid.
out of it at the beginning? I'm just like, I get it's like literally at the beginning, and I get that Sony themselves released clips of it. And I'm just like, why would you do that, man?
Yeah,
Like,
that's really especially it seems like Sony in general, but whatever reason, Insomniac games are just the fucking worst when it comes to this shit.
no,
So
I think it's just Spider-Man, because I don't think Ratchet
yeah,
and Clank had this problem.
wow. Do you really give a fuck about spoilers? Ratchet and Clank. I mean,
Okay,
to be
no,
fair,
but you're saying Insomniac, and that's all they do now. It's
yeah,
Spider-Man and then Ratchet.
that's true. So just ignore the Spider-Man ones. Fair enough, because that's the narrative one.
The Ratchet ones are just like, please, man, we'll show you Rivet Pussy. Please, just play our game.
Actually, okay. On that note, let's not on that note specifically, but on a separate note, let's do a countdown because I need to make a joke, and to make that joke, I need the spoiler countdown. So
Good enough. All right. 3, 2. I'm actually going to spoil this, so like seriously, leave. 1. Playable Venom is fucking peak. Ah!
yeah, it was funny. I was playing like when you first get the symbiote suit powers, and I was like, oh man, like I really love the way it kind of feels. Like the combat feels more punchy and crunchy in the dual sense, the way it kind of reacts. Like I'm like, I feel more powerful.
Yeah.
Like I wonder what man, could you imagine if you got to play as Venom? Like how like amazing that would be. And then sure enough, you do. Quickly though, before I forget my joke, I just need to make this opening of the game and the symbiote battle with Peter and then Venom. This game does everything so much fucking better than Spider-Man 3 does. Fuck you, Spider-Man 3. This did Sandman better, this did fucking Venom better, and this did the dispute with Peter and symbiote better. I feel like I can actually stop to hate that movie less because I've seen it done an adaptation well.
Okay, now you just convinced me of why this game is actually fucking terrible, because there was no dancing emo Peter. I'm sorry, I actually kind of hate Spider-Man 2 now. Okay, anyways, I guess the opening, I I just wasn't impressed. It felt weird because like it feels like that should be like look, okay, this is what I hate. This is what I hate. You know me. I don't really feel like I care about graphics. But the beginning of this game was kind of bothering me. And I think what it is that if I hadn't seen Spider-Man Remastered, I don't think I would have been as harsh on these graphics. Because, like, I'm looking at Sandman and he just looks like an untextured blob to me. And it's just like, he looks like this big hulking thing. And I'm just kind of looking at him like, why haven't you popped in yet? And it also doesn't help that, like, at some point I was swinging and I got trapped basically in a little corner. I couldn't swing away. So all I was doing was parry. Well, no, not parrying, dodging, and then swinging the stuff back to him. I couldn't even get like the big bombastic, like swinging around and moving around. I was just like, man, this opening is like, okay, I get what you're doing. It's big. And I like the whole sand tech and all that. I was like, I'm not finding this visually impressive, and I feel almost insane. But then I went to go see footage of Spider-Man Remastered, and like, no, I'm not insane. Spider-Man 2 looks worse. Sometimes there are some times where the game like it gets it just right. It's like, damn, this looks really nice. And other times it's like your Spider-Man Remastered looks better.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that. Or I
Have you
mean,
seen it recently? Or
I guess I didn't notice. I thought it looked great, but maybe I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm tired of this fucking. You look at a texture up close of a fucking melon or a wall, and we're comparing it. I
but
don't give a fucking
but
shit,
but
dude. I don't
Sandman
care.
is fucking huge.
I thought he looked good.
Oh my god! God, I wish
And
I could see something similar in
here's the
Spider-Man
thing.
Remastered to show like in comparison.
Here's the thing too, it really no it depends on the game for me. If I'm really sorry, Ed, I hate to do this, but if
Mhm.
I'm playing The Last of Us, something like that where it's like going for visual realism and it's something that looks off there is going to take me out of it. When I'm playing a fucking comic book game, I'm not looking at that shit. Like the main things for me is I want the cityscape to look good, I want there to be lots of draw distance, I want the skyline to look gorgeous as I'm swinging, the buildings to look good. There were plenty of times where I was just standing on the top of a building, kind of looking down and be like, "God damn, that's pretty." And that's what Spider-Man 2 gave me. So I was happy with that.
God, I don't know. Okay, it's not ugly. It's not ugly. I just feel like it looks softer. Like it looks okay. Like I almost fucking Maple has gotten to me where he's like, is it the ray tracing that's making it worse? And like I almost kind of think it does. That I almost feel like having more natural lighting looks worse than if it didn't have the ray tracing. Because like that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Because like why would remastered look so much better unless Spider-Man 2 forces ray tracing and it gives more natural lighting and it looks worse? I feel insane about this because like I don't care about graphics, but it's bothering me here. And I can't explain why outside of you can't make your graphics look worse. I don't understand. But you disagree, so like I don't know. Maybe I'm insane.
Well, I can get on board on the fuck ray tracing camp, so maybe I do agree with you.
Look. I don't have the gun with me. No, not what the. Why did I say gun? Oh my god, what the fuck? I don't have the game with me because I gave it back to my cousin already because like I finished it. But if they have a patch that removes ray tracing for like 4K 30 and it's without ray tracing. I would like to see if that looks better, because I don't know, man. I'm really curious about that. Honestly, I might. Can I? No, I'd have to download Spider-Man Remastered again. I'm curious if I connect it to my TV, play Spider-Man Remastered, if I turn on ray tracing and turn it off, if I notice the same thing. So, yeah, I guess moving on from that, playable fucking Venom! Oh my fucking god! Oh my god! I thought they were just gonna give us a small section, and when it just kept going, I couldn't fucking I was like, this is the moment. This is the fucking moment. I wish I like. There's a moment from like halfway point of the game, and I can't even remember what the halfway point might have been. It probably was once the symbiote jumps to Peter, all the way until like the Miles and Peter fight. I would say that is like perfection. Not a thing I'd change there.
Yeah, I agree. I really like this. Like I said, the story here of Peter battling the symbiote and just kind of getting slowly possessed by it and turning more and more, just into fucking Venom himself,
Yes.
is really, really well done in this game. I think it's great. And then you kind of got, Harry, who not only is he slowly dying in the background without this suit, but he's also just kind of like, he himself is like having withdrawals from not having the suit either. Like he's still kind of got that asshole chip on his shoulder too.
Mhm.
So you kind of combine those two things, and then Miles is worried about him. So you get a lot of really cool shit happen there, and then obviously Harry gets the suit back, turns into Venom. It's just super well done. All of this shit, man. I'm with you. Like the only thing I would say is that the fact that they kind of did the whole thing from Spider-Man 1 again, where like the end of the game, kind of the city's under occupation basically, this time by like Venom's fucking tentacles everywhere. I was like, okay, you're doing this thing again, guys. So that was a little bit lame for me. But I enjoyed the narrative climax. I thought it was good. Although I will say, it's funny. I don't know if you know this, Ed, or if I told you,
Mm,
but I thought I got spoiled about this game early on
mm.
by a stupid fanboy on Twitter. But the funny enough, the spoiler said that Harry died. So I guess I didn't actually get spoiled on anything.
Nope.
But I kind of wish Harry did die. So it was kind of like a double-edged sword for me, because I'm like, man, like, I don't know, like you're just you go through all that and Harry's just kind of crippled. It just I feel like you're not that I needed a gut punch there. It just, the ending to me just felt very safe. I
Uh,
was hoping for a bit more.
I mean, I still was rooting for Peter to become Venom, and then Miles has to take him out. Like
Yeah, that would have been a cool twist on it. That, like, I mean, that's what I mean. It was just
I
I
forgot who
thought,
I was talking to. Sorry, I know I had to jump in, but like I
oh,
forgot who I
you're
was
good.
talking to, but someone had told me like you are fucking insane if you think Marvel is ever going to let Peter become a bad guy. And I was just like, but also it'd be really fucking narratively cool, cuz like dude, the Peter and Miles fight is the fucking best thing in the game. And this game has playable Venom.
Well, I think you could do, and I'm going to spoil a really old movie here. So again, if you don't want spoilers, I guess skip ahead another 20 seconds. I'm going to do some Dark Knight spoilers here real quick for you.
Oh, what?
But
Dude,
yeah,
spoil it. Spoil it. It's the
hey,
Dark Knight.
if people are upset, you know what I mean. But no,
Suck if you haven't watched
I think
the Dark Knight, okay?
I think you could have done a Two-Face thing here if you wanted to with Harvey Dent, where you kind of get that arc. He becomes bad, and then he has to kill him, basically, in a way. And I'm not saying maybe Miles doesn't intend to kill him or something. Like he basically just, he has to put him down, and he ends up dying as a result of it. So it's not a direct death. However you want to play that off. I think you could have done that, where he has to take him out, and that way, Peter just has this kind of tragic end. And I don't know. Maybe that's a little bit too dark for Spider-Man, so I understand that. But I just wish there was a little bit more risk taking in that story, because by the end it was like, okay, well, this just all kind of wrapped up a little bit too neatly. And obviously they're setting up the Green Goblin for the third movie and all of that. But like, man, like, your son, like, obviously you hate Spider-Man now, I get it, but if your son had died too, like, you'd be really fucking pissed and ready to kill Spider-Man. the fact that he's still alive, like, I don't know why you're so salty with
I
Spider-Man.
mean, they're leaving room for them to do something with him in the sequel. Like that's the only reason that you keep him alive.
Well, for sure, and I don't know if you know this, but the thing he asks for at the end, the G serum,
Oh, of
that's
course,
the one.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
G.
yeah, obviously.
Goblin.
Yeah.
What's the letter that starts with Goblin? That's right,
Yeah.
H.
So they lead to that, and then obviously, did you finish the I don't know how much side quest you did, but did you finish the fire
Yeah.
side
Oh, yeah.
quest?
No, I
Yeah.
did. That was literally the only one I did because it would look like the only one that had something to do. Okay, I'm not going to fucking save your instruments for your museum. Okay, I don't care.
Yeah, so you obviously get the Carnage tease at the end of that, so you know he's going to become a player very soon, maybe for the DLC even. And then you also get the teaser at the very end of the credits of Silk. So I feel like you could introduce, like, you know how you have Miles Morales as that kind of small, 8-hour experience. You could totally do that again with Peter kind of just in semi-retirement, have Miles and Silk doing their thing going around now. And if you want to throw Carnage in there, there's your perfect baddie for the DLC, or not the DLC, but the standalone games. So
I
I
gotta
feel like
admit,
there's a lot of
man,
ways they could take it.
I really I don't like Peter retiring. Like, I don't know. I just okay. It's a weird thing where Miles, I like his character in these games more than I like Peter, but Peter's entire story relating to uh Venom and to Craven, like that shit was awesome. And so it's like retiring, it's like okay, you're doing that. You had Peter only has the good stories in the Insomniac games because between Miles Morales and his story in this, those stories that they give for Miles are being hard carried by the fact that Miles is a good character. Because like I just don't care at all. Like I just really don't. Him and Martin Lee, like on paper, okay, you're sad about your dad being dead. That's very simple motivation. You want to get revenge, but you're Spider-Man, so you shouldn't get revenge. Okay, but also Peter is over there and the symbiote is whispering in his ear and Craven really wants to fucking kill him. So I'm sorry, Miles. You are the B story here, and I just want to get back to the A story.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. And I thought, and Peter was definitely, once you got the symbiote powers on him, he was more fun to play as too. So
By the way, when you like you mentioned earlier, when you get the symbiote powers, when the sound drowns out and it sounds like you hear the enemies are more scared of you and all your punches are hitting harder and all the animations are a little more violent. Oh my god.
there's the one part, and it's so effective, near kind of the end when he's fully basically possessed at this point. And I think who's he looking for at this point? Is he still looking? I forget if he's still looking for the lizard or if this is after that. I think he might be looking for Miles even. I forget. But anyways, he shows up to this place, and you have this like little venom meter. But basically, you show up, you drop it, and your venom meter is just unlimited, and it lets you just go, and you're just literally ripping through fucking everyone,
Yes.
and it just never stopped, and you just keep going and going. It shows you the power of that fucking suit, and it's pretty cool because you're just like, oh shit, they're really showing you just how fucking powerful this is. Because and when you have that venom meter activated, basically 3-hit combo, and you're just knocking out anyone. Like it's
Dude,
ridiculous. So.
the fighting the lizard. I love how Peter just progressively loses his patience. Like the first few times, he's like, "Come on, Connors, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you." And then by the last one, he's like, "You fucking deadbeat piece of shit. This is why your wife left you. This is why your son doesn't want to see you. Get back on fucking drugs. You were better on drugs." And it's like, holy shit, Peter, what the fuck, man? Don't see that kind of shit.
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit more effective than a fucking goofy emo kid dancing. I'll say that much.
Look, goofy emo kid dancing is how all of us would be if the symbiote got to us, okay? He is the true Peter Parker, okay? Peter Parker in the Venom suit, that's what you ideally think you're gonna be like. But to be honest, we're all gonna be kind of moving our hands in a little circle and shrugging our hips to women.
I wouldn't. I'd just fucking kill myself.
The symbiote's like, damn, I really bet on the wrong horse. Um,
We don't want to be in this depressed soul. Kill free us.
oh god. But yeah, like I honestly need Spider-Man to go away for a little bit. I'm not going to play the DLC. I really hope there's kind of not an interstitial game. And honestly, I may just play the interstitial game way closer to Spider-Man 3 just so I don't feel like I've had my fill on Spider-Man. But yeah, like I still wish Peter would have been Venom. You didn't have to kill him in Spider-Man 2. You could have still made him the villain in Spider-Man 3 and kind of like stretch it out a little more and just have Peter be Venom for a little bit longer, and then you can at the very end you can save Peter. I don't know, man. I don't like the idea of the cop if you made him Venom in Spider-Man 2 and then it gets resolved in the same game, it would kind of remind me a little bit of Ragnarok, where like, oh, we gotta do Ragnarok and it's over. And it's like, oh, this you kind of needed a little bit more of a ramp up for something like this. So yeah, no, Spider-Man 2, good. If you like Spider-Man, this is gonna be great for you. If you feel like you've had your fill on Spider-Man and you can wait, then wait.
Yeah, I agree with all that. Fun game. I had a great time with it.
Yeah. But of course, oh wait, hold on. We've shortchanged Craven so fucking
Oh,
hard.
yeah, you know, and I'll say this too. It's funny because spending spending so much time in I'll just call it hellhole. You know where I'm talking about lately. I've been spending some time talking in hellhole lately, which I regret. But the majority of complaints about that game there are about Craven, and I don't get it, man.
What?
Yeah, man. Everyone there is just shitting on Craven, and
Why?
Craven is just Bane to me, man. Like he's just a
Uh,
big
I'm not gonna go that far.
I mean, he's not as good as Bane. No one's as fucking good as Bane.
Yes.
He's
Oh God, you are erroring me right now because like I go with the joke or do I argue and accidentally hurt my little baby boy Bane? Oh shit!
But no, I think it's but no, he's very like, he's just such a physical monster and intimidating, and he's perfect to set up what needs to happen in the second half of the movie. So I thought he was great.
Game.
And this is somebody that I really, let me be very clear, I could give three shits less about Craven the Hunter. When I heard he was going to be the villain in the trailer, I was like, that is boring. I do not like Craven, but
Yeah.
I thought they did a great job with him.
Yeah, no, I gotta admit, when I saw Craven, I was just like, okay, we're just doing Craven so we can soy about seeing him hunt down villains. Okay, whatever. But seeing Craven actually kill some of the villains, I
Oh, the
understand.
Scorpion, when he kills Scorpion is awesome.
He actually okay, look. It's superhero land, man. Like no one really dies, okay? You kind of just keep everyone alive. You throw them in Arkham Asylum so they can come back and live again. Uh but the fact that he actually took out Scorpion and Vulture, like that is hardcore. Like that I began respecting that man as soon as he did that. Everything before that I'm like, okay, whatever, you're here. Oh, look, you got the big army, you got the random mercenaries here doing all your work, whatever. Okay. And then when he finally gets those two kills, I was like, oh, holy shit, this guy means business. And then beyond that, the fact that you find out that the man has cancer and that he's just like, I'm not going to die to fucking cancer. I need someone to take me down and earn me as a kill. That is baller as fuck, okay? Like, this man is based, okay? And, like, having this superimposed. Okay, this is where I give you the Bane token, okay? The good thing about Bane and Batman is that Batman is just straight up not strong enough to take out Bane, and it pushes Batman to become stronger. What I love about Craven is that this man is such a physical, imposing force that it makes Peter rely way more on the symbiote just so he can get onto his level. That's perfect. Like, Craven is so good as a narrative tool in this story that, like, he's a great villain because of that, because he is motivating the main character. Beyond that, dude, the fucking Craven Venom fight. Holy fucking shit. Oh!
Also, can we talk about how, like, I don't know, the Craven theme was really badass too. Like, there was
I
just
don't
something about
remember.
that theme. Oh, you don't remember that theme? Oh, I love
Mhm.
that theme. It just kind of got that kind of low bass, like, and like it's like this intimidating, like kind of rumble that would come out. I don't know. It felt really badass to me and very befitting of someone like Craven.
The Great Hunter is the song. Give me 1 second. Let's skip like a minute in. Okay, that doesn't sound familiar at all, but like I can kind of hear and be like, yeah, that kind of fits. But yeah, no, Craven. Oh my god, that man is great, and the two-hander of Craven and Venom, like, dude, these are I'm gonna say it. These two are better than the entire cast of villains in 2018. But let's be honest, Mr. Negative and Doc Ock are still like a really good combo. The problem is that, they didn't really help each other. They were basically two separate things.
Yeah, and this is why I think I gravitate 2 to 1 overall because I got to be honest with you, I like Doc Ock, but Mister Negative, he was fine,
Really?
but I didn't love him in one. In fact, I kind of like his fucking story in two better, even though there's like I thought it was just kind of cooler for me. But yeah, I wasn't huge into him in one, so Craven and Venom was definitely an upgrade for me personally.
I like Mr. Negative a lot because I like I need okay, I don't need, but I way vastly prefer villains that have Peter and Spider-Man connections. And Mr. Negative had Peter, Spider-Man, May, and Miles connections. Like that man basically hit the entire Venn diagram of he's fucking over people that like are connected to him. So like Mr. Negative, awesome for that reason. Doc Ock, straight up Peter Parker and Spider-Man connection. That's great. Craven is purely Spider-Man, and then Venom. Venom plays both the Peter and Spider-Man angle. Like I still feel like Mr. Negative solo one-on-one villain. He is the best one. Doc Ock, very good. I like his entire narrative. His ending is very good, but I still feel like Mr. Negative kind of has him beat a little bit on connections. The problem is like when you take it combined per game, Craven and Venom, like, oh god, that is so fucking hard to beat. That is so hard to beat.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, Venom especially. If Venom is done well, I think that's easily one of the more interesting characters you could just make in general. Like I think Venom's awesome, which is why it's such a shame we're getting these turd movies out of it. But
Which ones?
yeah, so
I've never heard of them.
yeah, fair. And Craven, yeah, Craven, I was just like I said, very pleasantly surprised by everything there. So I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm happy that we gave Craven his due because man, like I can't let him be unmentioned because like yeah, man, he's like seriously that entire fight between him and Venom goes so fucking hard.
Yeah, fuck you, Radic. I'm still not watching Craven the Hunter.
Oh, absolutely not. There's nothing in that. There's nothing in Craven the Hunter that's gonna go even quarter as hard as that fucking fight. Nothing.
No
Oh,
shit.
no. Actually, you know what's gonna go as hard as that fight? It's gonna be Radic capping for Craven the
Yes.
Hunter.
I agree with. That Radic can cap with the best of them, so he'll put up a fight.
All right. Killers of the Flower Moon now?
Yeah, from comic to Scorsese, what better transition?
God, okay, so Scorsese, this is actually Spider-Man 3, guys. Surprise. Killers of the Flower Moon is actually Spider-Man 3. It's the reboot of the James Cameron Spider-Man project, and Leonardo DiCaprio plays Spider-Man. Robert De Niro plays his racist Uncle Ben that only says the N-word.
Yeah, I think Brendan Fraser's there too in a small role as Mysterio. I really enjoyed it.
That I don't know, man. Something about like if you went back to the '90s and made Brendan Fraser Mysterio, that kind of I don't know. That sounds like not bad of a casting.
Oh, no, honestly, I think it would work.
Killers of the Flower Moon. Would you like to lead us here?
Yeah, fucking great movie, eh? Fucking really, really
That's
good
cinema,
movie.
man.
I mean, it's cinema, man. I find Scorsese movies more than usual are just very tough for me to talk about and kind of get into
Agreed.
super detail with them because they're just fucking cinema, man. And there's just better people qualified to kind of break down what makes them so great. But no, this movie is fantastic. It's easily my second favorite movie of the year. I think I would fault no one for putting this as their favorite movie of the year. And I think you're going to see basically this movie and Oppenheimer probably duke it out of the Oscars for all the major awards. I was convinced, absolutely fucking convinced that Robert Downey Jr. was just going to walk away with the best supporting actor, but I would give it to fucking De Niro now. I think De Niro was absolutely sensational in this movie. One of his best performances I think I've seen just in general. I loved him in this movie. I thought he was fantastic. Leo, great as always, obviously. And the newcomer, what's her name? Lily Gladstone, I want
Mhm.
to say. She was sensational too. I don't know where fucking Scorsese found her, but absolutely sensational in her role. And just the story this movie tells. I'll be honest, Ed. It's not often I'm sitting in a theater seething, unless we're talking about Spider-Man 3. But yeah, generally speaking, I'm not sitting in a theater like just seething and like clutching the armchair and like angry. That by the end of that movie, I was getting there, man. I was getting real fucking angry at this movie in a good way, like at the people responsible for these fucking for this reprehensible true story. But yeah, just a fucking phenomenal movie. It's gonna win a shit ton of Oscars and probably deserve it. And just another banger from Scorsese.
Okay, so I agree with you. It's very hard to explain what exactly Scorsese does when it comes to his movies. The only thing I can say that really is the best way, at least I can describe it, is that a whole bunch of it just feels effortless. There's a whole bunch about this movie where you see a shot, you hear a certain way that an actor says something, something about the lighting, something about the framing, something about deciding to slow mo this a little bit here, something about the timing to the dialogue, that it always feels like it never feels intentional, because intentional would imply force to a certain degree. It almost feels just natural, but yet still effortless. And so this movie, I gotta agree. There's something about Scorsese where if all it takes is for someone in Hollywood to be like, hey, yeah, I wrote this script about absolutely despicable people. And Scorsese's ears perk up and go, hey, you want me to make a movie on that? I can make a movie on that. I'll make a moving pitch out of it. And he just ends up making fucking Kino every single time. Scorsese just understands how to make despicable people utterly watchable. And that's what you get here in Killers of the Flower Moon. I kind of love that it's just so upfront immediately about who their Killers of the Flower Moon are, and you just spend the rest of the movie watching them just be terrible people, and all you can do and hope is that they fail at doing all of this. And but there you are, just watching it, hoping that they don't succeed. And it's just very good. It's a very good movie, and I'm happy that I got to see it in theaters.
Yeah, same. If you haven't, like, just I mean, go if you can, watch this movie in theaters, support it. Just avoid the weird people coming over Five Nights at Freddy's. Avoid them,
Oh god.
and you'll be fine.
No joke, no joke. Hearing the fact that Five Nights at Freddy's is doing good reminds me that we need to tell more people that it's on Peacock, so then the Zoomers stay home and pirate it instead.
Yeah, I feel like they just want to cause a muck in the theaters.
No,
So
no, no, no. They want to watch it. They legitimately want to watch it, which is why we should tell them to just go pirate it instead.
yeah, here's hoping they would. Fuck, I can't. I can't deal with that whole thing. But
God. You ever hear people like, "Oh, I can't believe that you'd be rooting for something to do bad," and it's like, do you not understand how easy it is to root for something to do bad? I wake up every morning and say a prayer that someone does something bad to themselves every morning. I don't understand.
I mean,
Like,
I'm not even rooting for it to do bad, to be
I
honest with
am,
you, because
but too late. I mean, it already made its
yeah,
money.
I mean, fair. I don't really give a shit, to be honest with you, because this isn't even a situation where I feel like. I always underestimate Hollywood, so maybe they can. But I feel like this isn't. Oh, you're gonna learn the wrong lesson from this movie
I
because,
mean, this is employing the wrong lesson already, which is video game IP is hot right now.
yeah, but FNAF fans are fucking weird, man. So I had no doubt in my mind that this movie was actually going to do pretty well. I didn't think it'd do this good, mind you, but I knew it would sell well and make its budget. So that doesn't surprise me. That'll be a franchise going forward. But yeah, fuck them. Go Scorsese.
I mean, that's another thing. I know that the Venn diagram between Killers of the Flower Moon and Five Nights at Freddy's is two unrelated circles. But still, it bothers me knowing that these two things are being played at the same time, and I just want you to leave, okay? I don't want you breathing the same air as Killers of the Flower Moon, okay? So I wish you would do bad. It is not going to happen. It's already probably made its budget back, and every person at Universal right now is like, how many of these movies can we make? How many video games exist? We're gonna be rich! And it's just like, God, I hate you. Get away from my Kino.
Yeah, I co-sign that.
Yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon. God, we haven't been doing scores, but whatever. The wheels are falling off of this show already. So whatever. My score is gonna be sickest cameo, the soy pog out of 10.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 for me. Great movie.
All right. Is that it? Do we get everything?
Yeah, 90s. We're on to the 90s.
Sick. All right. So, music. I'm going to get this out of the way because it's literally the only album I have, and it's one that we probably share. Can you take a guess? Because I don't think it would be hard to guess.
Really?
Yes.
That we
It
share?
is. If it is not on your list, I would be utterly shocked.
Oh, if it's the no, that's 2000, so it's not that. I don't know. Actually, I have no idea what this is.
No way. Okay. You can guess the artist. There's no way you wouldn't be able to guess the artist.
Wait, hold on. Let me look.
There
Th-
is,
hold-
I swear to God, if it is all, there's no way
Hold
this
on.
album isn't on your list.
Hold on. If it's the one I'm thinking it is, it's not on my list.
No, say it.
Is it the Slim Shady LP?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's not on my list.
How?
First, let me be clear. I love this album. I think it's a great album. I just like what comes next more. And the five I have here currently. These are seminal albums for me. So
Holy
yeah, shocking. I know.
shit.
But this is a great album. So don't get me wrong.
No,
I'm not shit talking this album.
no, I just
Yeah.
feel like you are so much bigger
Oh, I know.
of an Eminem fan that, like,
I think there's kind of a debate over what his best album is. Is it some
Marshall
Shady
Mathers.
LP or Marshall Mathers?
It's
So
no debate.
so Marshall Mathers, even combining 2000 and 2010, Marshall Mathers is going to be on my fucking list.
Same.
This one, I think it's fantastic and it's not too far off. But I mean, we'll talk about it in a second here when I bang out my five. But yeah, it's tough for me. But Slim Shady LP is a great album, no question.
That is easily the most shocked I've been in our entire episode run. That Slim Shady LP
Saving something for the very end. Saving something. It's funny too because I didn't look at it because for half a second I'm like, was Marshall Mathers LP 90s, right? It was, and I googled. I'm like, no, it's early 2000s. Fuck. I'm like, I know some Shady LP is 90s though, right? So I looked again. I was like, yeah, February 99. I'm like, I did consider it. It was definitely considered. But funny enough, there's only one rap album on my 90s list, which will definitely not be the case in 2000.
Oh my god, something beat it out. Oh my god. Okay. Whew, I'm sorry. Like, I don't even think I'm exaggerating it. It's just like it felt like so much of a lock that to not be there. It's like, oh, okay.
I'm curious, what's your favorite song on that album?
Whew, God. Oh fuck, okay, hold on. Let me look at the track list because my brain went to
You could pick like 5 or 6 different songs here, and I wouldn't be surprised, by the way. Like, there's so many great songs on this album that like there's very few that I'd be like, oh, that's a weird choice.
okay, Role Model might be
Role Model's great. Now
Uh,
follow me and do exactly what you see. Don't you want to grow up to be just like me?
oh my god, what is this? I got genital warts and it burns when I pee. Don't you want to grow up to be just like me? Oh my god. Okay, I think no, I think I got oh god, Role Model and My Fault. Like either dude, it's okay. Okay. This is a comedy album to me. Like it really is.
Oh yeah,
'Cause, like,
for sure.
it's been years that I've had this album in my life. Early on, as a child, when I heard it when it was new. Jesus Christ, doesn't that explain a whole bunch about me hearing this shit when I was 4? Anyways, I didn't understand most of it, but hey, my brain did understand it because it soaked in and it molded the rest of me. But anyways, I guess to talk about the songs, at least the two songs, Role Model, like Role Model and My Fault are both like just fucking hilarious to me. Like My Fault, the fact it's just this story about giving mushrooms to this girl and she's just losing her fucking mind. It's hilarious. Role Model basically just saying the most absurd shit because you know that you're gonna cause controversy. So if a parent actually listens to this, it's just like, this is so over the top and zany. Like, how are you not laughing at this? And how are you taking this so seriously? And then no one heard it. All they heard was my name is, and they said, this is filth, and you're going to go to hell, sir. Like, it's just. It's weird because like I feel like most of the time I'd go for like just a harder beat, or like when the lyrics are just like not even the lyrics themselves, just like the way the lyrics sound. Most of the time I'm really listening to the lyrics. I feel like I have to choose those songs specifically because rarely am I listening to the lyrics and laughing my ass off every single time. And Role Models and My Fault, sometimes you zone out while you're listening to music, and then every once in a while these jokes pull me the fuck back in and I just start laughing again. Slim Shady LP is just a fun album. It's got some great beats that are underneath everything. Just great. It still feels like Eminem is like, just he wants to push as many buttons as he can. I might have hit my mic, whatever. Like, I like the vibe of Slim Shady LP. Marshall Mathers is better because he has to kind of respond to how people reacted to Slim Shady LP. Like, Marshall Mathers is a better album because it brings more out of Eminem. But like Slim Shady, I still really love it because it just has like this playful let it burn attitude that I just really love.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with any of that. Great album. Role Model is actually one of my favorites too. I'd probably go either that or 97 Bonnie and Clyde. I'm a big fan of 97 Bonnie and Clyde too. So
97 Bonnie and Clyde, like that's just dude, by the way, that whatever, I'm gonna dip into a little bit of our conversation that's gonna happen in the next episode, but hearing the end of Kim,
yes, yeah, that makes the song even better, by the way. It absolutely does.
I don't like there was a year in between these two albums. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
shocked if there was some overlap when it came to the writing, but like just the previous album connects to the next song. This is fucking dope. This is awesome because like it adds more to the Marshall Mathers, Eminem, Slim Shady dynamic between. Wait, hold on. Did I say that right? Yeah, Marshall Mathers, Eminem, Slim Shady. Yeah, there we go. It's a nice little interweaving of the three of them, and it's just like you got Marshall Mathers who fucking hates Kim. You got the Slim Shady part that is killing him, and then you got kind of like, well, actually no, it's a little no. Never mind. Eminem's not involved in either of these songs. It's Marshall Mathers or it's Slim Shady, and it's just that. Ugh, I always love the fucking duality in between, like labeling, like which one made which song.
Yeah, yeah, they're both like I will say this, my appreciation for 97 Bonnie and Clyde went up after listening to Kim. And then kind of vice versa, when listening to 97 Bonnie and Clyde, and then you go back to Kim, they complement each other really well, and they're both very different.
Oh no, no,
um,
the Kim is just like, I am going to fucking kill you. I hate you. You're a piece of shit. Ah.
yeah,
Hey, honey,
shout out
hey,
to
let's go into the car. Let's go. Wee.
shout out to
Ignore the
me
fact that mom's dead.
shout out to me 8 years ago doing Kim for karaoke in front of like three people and getting booed. Basically, that was a great experience.
That is a swing. Holy shit.
Yeah, yeah, not maybe not the best country bar song. Uh, yeah, no,
Oh my god.
fantastic album though. I'm a huge Eminem fan, and that is definitely one of his best for sure. No questions about that for sure.
Yeah, no, no. I've really just began gravitating to Slim Shady and Marshall Mathers. I don't know, like the Eminem show. It's good. It's fine. I don't know why. I just never put it on as much. Like I just gravitate to the other two albums instead. So yeah, Slim Shady LP. That's literally my only album from the '90s because I never have felt more my millennial age than I have than picking out albums and just being like, no 2000s, no 2000s, no 2010s, no. Not 90s, not 90s, not 90s. There we go. There's one. 99.
Yeah, just made the cut, eh?
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right, I
I would
got
have walked in here empty if it wasn't Slim Shady, man.
yeah, good. Shut on Eminem. I got 5 of
Go for it.
everything like last time, but so I will try to bang through these fairly quickly. I'll do the rap. I'll do the rap album last, so we'll leave a little suspense there.
Ooh.
One of my favorite albums, just in general, I think of all time, like forget about fucking years,
Mm.
is Nevermind by Nirvana.
Ooh,
Very,
okay. I've actually heard
very,
that one.
very, very important album to me. Lithium is one of my favorite songs of all time, and it is on this album. And yeah, Nirvana, like you're gonna notice a big trend with this list because 3 out of 5 of these albums are what you would call grunge. Yes, a big grunge head, love fucking grunge, and Nirvana was kind of king of that Seattle kind of grungy movement back in the early 90s. So it's just a seminal album. I mean, from its very famous naked baby on the front of it, who sued years later, to just the
Oh
songs on
god, I
this
forgot
album.
about that. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ, it's fucking stupid.
it's so stupid. But yeah, just from all the way from that to just what this album has kind of, the lasting legacy of Kurt Cobain. Just a tremendous album, and one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, I definitely have listened to this album. I haven't listened to it in a couple of years. I kind of want to listen to it again. I'm just gonna have to be basic bitch and just say that Smells Like Teen Spirit, which, by the way, that
Great
being
song.
at the top of the album,
Oh,
who fucking boy. I don't know if there's that has to be like one of the best album openers to immediately just set the tone. And like you said, Nirvana, like they are grunge. They are. So having that at the top of your album track, that is setting a fucking statement of who we are. This is our sound. Like it is planting your fag down, and it's like, damn, man, that's it's that song is fucking great. And I'm looking at Amazon right now. I'm going to download it. I don't know why. I feel like I'm in the mood to listen to music recently, so I'm going to ride that train. And we are going to listen to this tomorrow. Which, you know what? I guess whatever. I'm just going to throw it in here because whatever. The audience doesn't always see what I'm saying. By the way, so I know I've already told you, but let's have the conversation on record as well. In Rainbows, Radiohead. I've been listening to it all day. The album is great. And I just gotta admit, man, Nude, that song is fucking great. Like there's something about just that tone that it sets. But I also gotta say that like the last 2 songs in the album, Jigsaw's Fall Into Place and Videotape, I don't know, man. There's a certain vibe that those 2 songs hit that I'm just like, oh god, this is fucking great.
Yeah, it's a tremendous album. Really good shit. In Rainbows is awesome. Radiohead's incredible. Do you know what else is incredible?
Mm.
OK Computer, because that's my other choice.
Which
Radiohead.
which 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 I had listened to at some point by your recommendation, and I wasn't feeling it. But, like, now I think I just needed to understand Radiohead, and I
For
think
sure.
this album might have given it to me, so I wanna give it another chance.
Yeah, hopefully you'll be a bit more into it the second time. But yeah, OK Computer is definitely one of my favorite Radiohead albums, if not my favorite, honestly. I mean, they've got so many great albums though, so that's like, picking a fucking it's tough. But yeah, OK Computer, fantastic album from the 90s. One of my favorite, like I said. Paranoid Android is again one of my favorite songs of all time. I fucking love that song. So that would probably be my pick off the album itself. Karma Police, though, is a classic as well and just fits so well with even modern times. It's such a song ahead of its times in terms of its lyrics. It's so good. So yeah, Radiohead OK Computer is another choice of mine for sure. Love that
Alright.
album. You said you're gonna re-listen to it, so at some
Okay,
point
so
hopefully.
question.
Mhm.
Radiohead. Okay, let's be honest. There are some acts that actually no, like literally Nirvana is a good example of this. There is the first album is Bleach, right?
Yes, I believe
Okay,
so.
okay. Let's be honest. Bleach is not their first album. Okay, like you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what would you say is Radiohead's first album?
Probably the Bends.
The Benz. Okay, so like, would you say that any of the albums before that is like,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, Radio, as much as they hate it, and I get it, but their most famous song is
Creep.
probably still "Creep." So, and that was on Pablo Honey. So, I mean, I think in terms of you could go back and listen to Pablo Honey. I still think it's a great album. It's just very what Radiohead today is today. That is just not what they are at all. But I still think it's worth listening to. But I think you get into true Radiohead and what they become when you hit the bends for sure, which is their
Okay.
next album.
Yeah, no, the thing is that okay, In Rainbows it's their 7th album. So like they've been refining this for a while. I want to hear when they became Radiohead, and then from there maybe go to the projects that are mm, not held as in high esteem. Not bad. Just when people start ranking, they're like, yeah, not the best. So I've downloaded that album. I will probably try it tomorrow again.
Fantastic. Okay, next up for me is the Downward Spiral by Nine Inch Nails.
Ooh,
Continuing
okay.
on my wonderful trend of, oops, did I just, one sec, sorry.
Mhm. Don't
What
worry,
the-
I am looking
Oh no, we're
at
good.
Downward Spiral. I'm
No, we're
downloading
good.
all
Yeah,
this.
the Downward Spiral, Nine Inch Nails. This holds a special place for a lot of different reasons. This is one of the first concerts I ever went live to,
Oh,
was Nine Inch
hell
Nails.
yeah.
So it means a lot to me there. I think Trent Reznor is such a fascinating person, and the fact that he's transitioned into doing like just kick-ass movie scores now with Atticus Ross, I think is just
Yes.
badass as hell. But his band, like I mean, his artistry is great, and this album is just such a staple of the '90s for me. I gotta go, closer as the best song on this album. Like I mean, I wanna fuck you like an animal. I mean, it's such a fucking hard song. But there's so many good ones here. And honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that Johnny Cash, the late great Johnny Cash, basically took the song for himself, I would probably pick Hurt as well. I think Hurt's an incredible song with just amazing lyrics, but that's Johnny's song now. And even Trent admits that he doesn't even try to claim that song anymore. But yeah, fantastic album, and like I said, holds a big special place in my heart because of seeing him live for sure.
Look, I don't know why they let the social network OST guy get his own band. Fucking stupid. I have no experience actually with him or Nine Inch Nails. I really don't. I have downloaded the album. I will try that one as well.
Awesome. And continuing on the tour of grunge, because you can, like I said,
Dude,
that
it's the
was this to
90s. Like
me.
that was
This
the
this
dominating sound of the 90s.
this this was absolutely me. My next pick here is Super Unknown by Soundgarden.
Oh hell
Now,
yeah! Okay, okay. Yeah, Soundgarden.
yes, Mr. Chris Cornell, rest in
Oh
peace.
shit.
I actually got a chance to see Soundgarden live before Chris Cornell passed away. So that was a tremendous experience and one I will never forget. I'll be a basic bitch here, but again, Black Hole Sun. I fucking love that song. I think it's incredible. It's a song I love to sing when I go to karaoke. Spoon Man is incredible too. I think Spoon Man's a great song with just such a funky beat to it. But yeah, no, I think this is a great album. And you could pick a lot of different albums by Soundgarden. Not on this album, it's on an earlier album, but Jesus Christ Pose is another one of my favorite songs of all time. So just great shit here.
Look, all I got is Spoon Man. Like I,
Come
once again,
together with your hands, save me.
look,
So good.
I gotta be a basic bitch here. I just really like Spoon Man. Okay, I just here's the thing. I understand that with movies and games and TV shows, I am way more adventurous. Show me anything, let me play something. Yeah, don't worry, I'll give it a shot. Music, I am so fucking insular that I am happy to take just all these things, download them, and not even hold it against people if I don't like it. I just need to be able to widen my palette. So I'm happy to download this. I'm happy that there's at least one song that I'm gonna like on there. Let's fucking go.
All right. And then final album, and this is the rap album I picked over the Slim Shady LP, very controversially. And probably my second favorite rap album of all time, if I'm being completely honest with you,
Ooh.
is Dr. Dre's The Chronic.
Real okay.
Yes, from
I thought
1992.
okay.
Yes. I fucking love this album so much. I think it's just a classic. Uh, it's so funny too because I think Snoop Dogg the person is fantastic. I think he's hilarious. I love him. Snoop Dogg is a rapper I've never been particularly invested in, but this album he is incredible on here with Dr. Dre, and every song they do together is just great. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Like I mean, there's just so
Too
many
low
classic
out, looking
yeah,
crazy.
just classic West Coast beats here. Let Me Ride, Fuck with Dre. There's just so many incredible songs here. There's a couple skits on here that are fucking hilarious that always stick out to me too. So this whole album, I think, from top to bottom, you get Nate Dogg on here. You get so many great guest vocal spots too. And this is just a shot for Dre to finally shine, show his incredible production off. And yeah, just one of the best rap albums of all time, in my opinion. So good.
Yeah, my God. So when I got the car recently, I don't know why it just didn't feel right to drive to podcasts, so I decided to put on music. I put on 2001 not long ago. The beats are still fucking hot. I honestly think like I'm slowly being accustomed to allowing myself to listen to podcasts in the car, but I gotta be honest, man. You talking about oh my God, what was the song really right now? Da, 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 da. Oh wait, no, it's nothing but a G thing. Yeah, just hearing you talk about that, it makes me just want to fucking drive to it now. So I think I'm gonna have to listen to that album again. It is an album that is actually on my phone. It's not even like through Spotify or Amazon Music. Like no, it is an album I have saved to my phone. I know I like that album to actually have it on my phone. So you have a fan and an ally with me right here.
Yeah, no, just tremendous shit. And for me to put something ahead of Eminem,
Yeah, that's
it's rare.
wild.
But yeah, I really like that album a lot. So shout out, Mr. Dre. And that's it for albums. We can take it wherever you want to go now.
All right, so I think games. This feels
Sure.
like a good place to
Vidya.
put it.
Vidya.
So I have one, two, three, four games. But it's five because I bundled two of them together. Both of them are N64 games, and it's probably like a small little like. What I like about my picks is that I'm trying to create like a Rosetta Stone of like what led me to the choices that got me to where I am. The two games are N64 games. Rush 2 and Cruisin' USA. So I just feel like I have to shout these games out because they probably really put the idea of cars going fast in me very early on. Rush 2, have you ever played Rush 2 or no?
I'm sure I have. I can't tell you for sure, but I owned a
Mm.
Nintendo 64 and I played so many of those fucking racing games. The only one I can tell you for sure I played is Cruising the USA, and that's just because the theme song stuck in my head of all time. So, yeah.
All right. So Rush 2. Well, okay, Cruising USA. Let's get that one out of the way because this is the one that I played less of. But Cruising USA, very fun. I just remember always driving. I don't think I was that particularly good at the game, but that was pretty much just like the initial point. Rush 2, though, is really the one that just I played this game endlessly. And the main thing that I remember about Rush 2 is the stunt tracks. I'm going to send you a link and just have it up, turn down the volume. But basically, okay, the YouTube video for anyone who's listening, Rush 2 Extreme Racing USA stunt track. So I had spent an ungodly amount of hours in this stunt track. I don't know how long. There are endless counts of hours where I just played this game driving super fast and just launching myself off of ramps, blowing up my car and spinning the fuck out. And I just loved it. It felt like just playing Hot Wheels in a video game, just fucking launching these things and seeing them fly around, and you try to spin them around and get more points. Like, oh, I fucking love it. And even just watching this video, it makes me want to download it and put it on the emulator just so I can take it as far as spin for a little bit. But yeah, like just Rush 2. Ah, what a game. What a game.
Yeah, I don't have much. Like I said, I'm sure I played it, but it's just one I can't fully remember. But
Is the
I,
video
I'll just.
jogging anything or no?
What's that?
The video that I sent right now. It's in the Zencaster chat.
Yeah, I see it. Unfortunately, not. No,
No, okay, all right, that's a shame. But
but
just
honestly, shout out 64 racing games in general. Fun times.
mm. But yeah, though, just those two cars, probably two cars. Those two games, they probably put a love in cars in me very early on in my life.
Cool. Do you want to go back and forth here?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll do two then quickly. Let's do. God, where to start? Okay, we'll do this one first. Space Quest 4.
Mm.
This so this game is very interesting for me. I One of my earliest gaming memories of my childhood is my dad coming home with a computer and being like, "Yeah, we got this PC now." I was like, "Oh, video games, right?" I was like, "Oh, I didn't get any video games," but it came with this big um pamphlet, or sorry, it did come with video games. It came with this like big like just selection of like games you got for free, and I think some were demos. Space Quest 4 was not a demo, but it was one of them in there. And I remember playing this game when I was young and not really knowing what to do. At the very start of the game, there's this creepy little zombie guy that kind of follows you around, and if he catches you, he screams at you, and he's very creepy looking for like a younger kid, and it scared the shit out of me. So I think I just barely could like get by that part, and then I got into the game more. But shout out this fucking game, because this game like totally started my love for point and click adventure games,
Mm.
which I still love today. That's just a guilty pleasure for me. I love point and click adventure games. This is one of the funniest, if not the funniest, video game I've ever played ever. I just think it's hilarious. You've got this narrator that's constantly narrating you doing all this stupid shit and like taking shots at you, and I've always found that gimmick to be quite funny.
Mm.
But I love this game. I think it's just an absolute classic, and like I said, glory days of point and click adventure.
Mm. Yeah, no, I have nothing to say here. I don't even think that. Do we count the modern Telltale games as point and click? Do we?
It depends which ones. The Walking Dead games, absolutely not. But the Sam and
Okay, yeah.
Max ones, you would.
Okay,
So
yeah. The literally what you think of when you think of modern Telltale, which is The Walking Dead and everything after. Yeah, no, no. Okay, no, I can't say I've ever played a point and click game.
yeah, no, that's totally fair. Okay, so that's that one, and then I'll throw in Super Metroid here.
Oh
Super
hell
Metroid,
yeah!
Super Metroid is just my favorite Metroidvania, for sure. I think it's just an absolute stone cold classic. I think it's an incredible game. It's either that or Symphony of the Night, which I just played recently for the first time, and that's just a tremendous game too. But Super Metroid obviously has the nostalgia pull to me, because this was a game I played when I was a lot younger. Um, and yeah, I think it's just a fantastic game. I don't need to go any further. It's fucking Super Metroid.
Just, I mean, you got to mention how that actually is that like a good little Rosetta Stone for your love for sci-fi, kind of like that, or was there something earlier?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm sure that's definitely a part of it too. I mean, there's a reason. I when everyone wants to like, everyone is very, and I surprised myself too by liking Returnal so much, but
Not
it's
really.
something about that sci-fi setting for me, man. If you can hook me with like an interesting science fiction setting, and kind of give me that vibe, I'm gonna play your game no matter what. Uh, uh, Metroidvanias are very, very hit and miss for me. But that's why I basically liked, I think, all of the fucking Metroid games. Dread is probably still my favorite game I played on Nintendo Switch. So yeah.
No, no. Here's the thing: you gotta admit that there's like a Venn diagram of Alien, Returnal, and Metroid, and all of them are like kind of holding hands.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree with that for sure.
And what do you love? You basically love all three of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, so stellar game.
Shout out to Metroidvanias because I like the genre and I've played none of the progenitors of it.
Well, I'm sure you'll get there one day, maybe.
Oh no, 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 no! Look, Zelda. Oh god, once I get over the mental anguish of knowing that Zelda 3D Zelda is completely done to me and I have no more left, Metroid is probably the next Nintendo series that I'm going to try to check off my list. Although 3D Mario should probably be finished before that because it's shorter and more manageable, and I feel like between the two things of like what is a larger stain on me, not having played a 3D Mario or not having played a Metroid, I know which one sounds way more egregious on record.
Yeah, that's fair. I think you both are great choices, so can't really
Oh,
go
of
wrong
course,
either
of
way.
course, of course. No, don't worry. I win either way. I win either way. And especially with the Switch and Nintendo Switch Online, I got Metroid, Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, 3DS. So I got Metroid Samus Returns. I already bought Dread. I bought Prime. Like, I am so good, like, on Metroid that once I'm ready, I've got access to basically the entire thing.
Kick ass. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on them.
All right, so we're not going to do Metal Gear Solid yet. We're probably going to say that for the last one. Look, there's no secret that fucking Metal Gear Solid is going to be hard, fucking course. So I chose a different one. Just I don't know why. I just wanted to put it on here because I saw it on my backlog and I went, you know what? Why not? I want to talk about this. Resident Evil Director's Cut. Um, I was a stupid child and I never even got out of the Spencer Mansion when I played this. Uh, Honestly, when did I play it? I want to say that it was, you know what? Here is a good way for me to tell. I remember around the time that I was playing it, Rock Band Unplugged was on PSP, and Rock Band Unplugged. I played the demo. I never actually bought the game, but I know around that time is when I was playing Resident Evil Director's Cut. That was 2009, so I was 14. Does that sound right? Yeah, no, I was 14. And I, as a 14-year-old, did not understand Resident Evil Director's Cut. I stayed in the Spencer Mansion the entire time. I never got out. I went through every single room and I just did not understand it. But there was something about it that I still kind of liked. I still liked at least the initial process before I got just completely skill issued with my brain, which was just like being able to find the keys, open these doors, really learning the locations. It makes me actually really sad that I have shitty memory and I just don't have the memory to be able to like remember, like, oh, this goes here, this goes here, with distance from a game. Like if like when I did Resident Evil 4 back to back to back to back, like I had that shit down. But I'm pretty sure now, months removed, I can't remember that game. Like I can get there into a room and be like, oh yeah, I did this. But like I feel like there are people who speedrun games that like they have like photographic memory of like, oh, then you do this and this and this and this. And I don't think I really have that. So Resident Evil Director's Cut, just wanted to mention it because it's just something that it laid a little seed in me at that point.
Well, great game. And I'll go ahead and bundle this in because one of my picks was Resident Evil 2. Shocking.
Oh,
So yeah, we got a couple Resident Evil games here, but yeah, Resident Evil Director's Cut, stellar game. I love the opening. Great acting that you get in that opening. Set the stage to come for video game acting for some time. Just stellar stuff. Um,
that
but yeah, no,
Kojima wishes.
Kojima wishes. The Spencer Mansion, fantastic. And then I think you go right into 2 with the police station, and you get 2 just of easily the most iconic Resident Evil areas that you're going to get in the entire series. Like both of them are just so fantastic in my opinion, and just are so much fun to explore, and kind of sets the tone for what Resident Evil is as a series. But yeah, no, I love both of these games, and I did play both of these games originally on the PSX. I forget when Director's Cut came out. I want to say 90,
When did
96,
Resident Evil 2
97.
come out?
And Resident Evil 2 is 98, I believe, or
So
99.
Director's Cut had to have been like 97.
Yeah, 96 or 97. But yeah,
Did
no,
Director's Cut
just
come with a demo?
I think it did. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, you know what? It did come with a demo. Absolutely. You're
And
right.
that's the
I think it
Resident
did.
Evil 1.5, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah,
God,
that makes sense.
imagine if I had this information for things that were useful.
I know, right? Uh, but yeah, I mean, classic survival horror gameplay. I love it. Just stellar stuff all around here. Love those games.
Yeah, just because, which by the way, here is a compliment to you and to Moki and to, I'm forgetting who else it was. I think it was Parrot. Oh yeah,
Parrot,
no, it's
Parrot.
Parrot. Yeah,
Yeah.
the three of you with the backlog brain rot episode for Resident
Oh
Evil.
yeah, our
It
wonderful
made,
lists.
oh god, man, I wish so much jihad on you guys. But at least not Moki. Moki, like, there was one jihad that I wished on him, and then he said something so based afterwards. I was like, okay, never mind. I can't stay hating you for that long. I gotta love you. Anyways, so hearing you guys talk about that, it made me think, okay, you know what? Maybe I should play the original Resident Evil 2 and 3. And I asked you guys which one were the versions that you should play. I really think that I should do that. I don't know why. I just feel like with playing Silent Hill, I'm just kind of getting it a little more. Like I don't understand. I think my brain is just kind of like, okay, tank controls, whatever, figure it out, and it makes me want to go back and try 2 and 3 because I know that I think the other thing is that since we played the Resident Evil series last year and I got through a majority of them, sure, it was a walkthrough opened up the entire time, but that's because I didn't want to spend that much time on them. That, like, I feel like the controls were the biggest barrier, but now that I feel like I have some familiarity with them, I don't think 2 and 3 are just as big mountains for me anymore.
Yeah, I do think the originals are 100% worth playing. There's a lot of differences there. And I truly believe if you want like the best experience, the games still play well, man. Like, I mean, and you're doing Silent Hill no problem right now. So you can just fucking even if you don't want to play like the like bust out like a PSX or whatever, just emulate the fucking thing, man.
Dude, I still have a
This plays great.
PS3. I'm playing Silent
Oh, true.
Hill on the PS3. Okay, like I could just actually hold on. Do I? No, I'm not gonna do it. Damn it! I wanted to boot up the PS3 and see if I can just see it in the store and see how much they are. Because like if they're $5, fuck it, why not, man? But no, I don't. I don't know if I want to do that because like the idea of save stating, because like how annoying could those games really get?
They're not once you know what you're doing, they're not bad.
Yeah, I won't know.
Um, Yeah, so it'll probably be a little bit rough at first, but I mean, if you're doing okay with Silent Hill, I genuinely don't think you'll have a problem with Resident Evil if you're doing okay with Silent Hill. So
Now I was gonna say Silent Hill like has been very manageable. Like at least
yeah,
the
I think
small
you'll be
section
fine
that
though.
I played, I was just like, no, like I'm saving all the time. I can usually run away from enemies, but like most of the enemies that are out in the world, they're not hard to take down. I have so much ammo, so like
Yeah,
it's
the thing you got to be careful with Resident Evil is the ink ribbons, right? But if you manage that, okay, and you're not
the
saving
ink ribbons are
stupidly every 10
psychological.
seconds. Yeah, yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You'll do okay. You'll do
Yeah,
good.
you have more than enough ink ribbons to just save all the time. It's just
No, absolutely.
psychological to not make you go like, oh, I'll just
Well,
save willy nilly.
Well, that's what I mean, right? Like I oversave in games, and I have to remember in games like that not to do that. So I have to like stop myself. But that's more because I'm worried about bugs and crashes and stuff like that. So
All right, so yeah, Resident Evil Director's Cut and Resident Evil 2. So I guess I'll go next. This is just a weird one. I felt like I wanted to give it a little bit of shine. Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the N64. And the only reason I mentioned this one is because, of course, you know, it's fun. You're a small kid. You like violence. Violence is fun. This game actually scared me. It's weird to think about, but I know that I enjoyed seeing all the violence, but there was something about the game that scared me. And I feel like that's the only reason I'm bringing it up. That's it. I know it showed me that I liked Mortal Kombat even through the fear, but I don't know. That's it. I don't have any other reason.
so I played. I never played the trilogy on 64. Mortal Kombat. I definitely played on the Sega Genesis. That's where I first kind of touched base with it. The fighting
Wait.
game.
Mortal Kombat no. Mortal Kombat Trilogy like is a game. Like it's I'm not talking
Yeah,
like Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3.
yeah. No, no. I know.
Was Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the Genesis?
No, no, no. I just mean the OG. I'm saying that's the only Mortal Kombat I played. Like, was the original one on Genesis. I never played the 64 one.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. I never played the 64 one. My touchstone with Mortal Kombat is the Genesis one. Um,
Okay. All right. I
and
know that Mortal Kombat was on PS1 as well.
correct. The only fighting game I actually really played on my 64 and I loved it was Killer Instinct Gold. I was a big Killer Instinct
Mm,
Gold guy. Just for Fulgore. Fulgore was my boy. But yeah, no, I never really played the trilogy one on 64.
yeah, I have no touchdown with Killer Instinct, and
Yeah.
at this point, now that Phil has his hands on it, it's disgusting. And look at it.
Um, all right. Is that it?
Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. That's literally
You'll
just Mortal Kombat scared me at some
scared me.
point.
Cool.
I
All right.
had fun.
You'll never guess this game, Final Fantasy VII. Shocker, I know. This is a very seminal and special game to me for so many different reasons. But funny, it links in really well with Metal Gear Solid because they're both very similar to the reasons
Oh, of course.
I have such strong nostalgic pull for these games. And that is I can still remember, like, I owned a 64, and I lived with my mother. My dad owned the PlayStation, and I would go and visit him. And I remember I was just so enamored with the PlayStation, because, the graphics and the voice acting, specifically Metal Gear Solid, which we'll get to. But I would literally stay up late and like sneak back awake and turn on the PlayStation and yeah, play these games like the opening of Final Fantasy VII, the Metal Gear Solid. And I just have so many great memories with those. Final Fantasy VII is a big one for me. I just that game, I just remember being shocked. I think of just how long it was. Like I never played a game that long before, and I remember the first time I ever played it, he didn't own a memory card, so I couldn't fucking
Oh,
save, and I played for a few hours, so he ended up getting one after that, but that was a fucking irritating, and I had to redo all of that, but I was so enamored with that opening section in particular that I didn't even mind that much. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just such a classic game from my childhood. The fact that it's kind of they're doing this whole remake thing now is just insane to me, and kind of reliving through all that now. And I'm still trying to play through this right now on my Steam Deck. I just just time, man. But I'm kind of
yeah.
slicing it a little bit whenever I can, and yeah, I just adore this fucking game to pieces. I think it's just incredible.
I think I got up to okay, so Final Fantasy VII. Do you remember when this game was so fucking rare physically and it was just insane to buy? And then the PS3 released a digital version of Final Fantasy VII and it absolutely fucking tanked the value of the game. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
dude, just you ever think that's fucking wild that people were spending like $90 on Final Fantasy VII and now it's just literally on every fucking device for like $5? God, it's
Yeah, it's why
wild.
as a collector, it's interesting because sometimes you can outweight the market and things will come down for sure.
I just had to mention that because like I remember once it hit digital and I remember it being like such a big deal and I remember my PSP was hacked so I pirated the shit out of Final Fantasy 7 and I just didn't get far. I don't really understand what just didn't get me. I don't know what it is, but Final Fantasy 7 just I want to get through it, but my brain just never can stay focused. My most recent attempt was a couple of years ago on Switch and with the cheats on and the speed up and my brain just was like I need to get through this and then I just don't stick with it. I want to give it the like the problem is also is that like Final Fantasy 7 is here and then there's just literally every other fucking video game in existence and it keeps getting in my way where I'm like don't worry I'll get back to this and then I just never do. It's definitely one of those games that I'm never gonna let go of and I'm never gonna say I'm not gonna beat it. I still am holding on to like one day I will beat this, but man, am I probably lying to myself.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm just sad, but at least it makes me sad that like the Advent Children fucking sucked. I'm not playing Dirge of Cerberus. I have played Crisis Core, but I'm never gonna play it again because I probably won't like it anymore. And then I love Remake. And then like I know everything about base Final Fantasy VII. I feel like I just need to be able to check it off just so I can say I have it checked off. So it's just like, man, it's just like it's the zero I'm missing, but everything around that zero I have down.
Yeah, fuck Advent Children. I'm with you there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so are we on the last game already?
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid,
Metal Gear Solid. Do you
which
ever
ironically enough, I'm playing it right now. So it's
Yep.
just great timing.
By
Great
the way,
timing.
at Halloween, Elena, we dressed her up as Mayday. It was great. We took her to show her to family. You remember how I told you that I had bought my godson the Metal Gear Solid collection on Steam? Uh,
Yes, yes, yes,
I
yes.
talked to him today, and he's like, "I'm at the torture sequence." I'm just like, "He's getting
uh,
through the
he's,
game."
yeah, he's whizzing through that thing. That's awesome.
He told me he
Which
was
is
like,
it's funny actually. It's not actually thinking like playing through this now. Even it's not that long a game. Like, and so much of it is just cutscenes and the codec
"It's not
conversations
cutscenes, it's
too.
codex, man. It's
The codec,
codex."
the codec conversations too. But the actual like gameplay, it's not a super long game, so
Yeah.
you can fly through it if you know what you're doing
Dude,
for
that's
sure.
every Metal Gear game. Every Metal Gear
True,
game, once you start
true.
skipping cutscenes, it's
Besides,
just like,
yeah,
oh, that was 6 hours.
besides V. But
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, he was telling me, he was like, "Hey, yeah, did you know that there's like a trick where you can use the spoon to tap the button?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, if your thumb hurts, you can use a spoon." And I did not follow up on that because I got distracted by something. But I'm like, What is he talking about with a spoon? What are these kids doing? They're breaking my video game."
Oh man, yeah, I fucking yawn gate. It's late for me. I love Metal Gear Solid.
Yes.
I mean, controversial hot take. I love Metal Gear Solid. I know.
How
But
much have we danced around this topic and we finally get to talk about it?
I know, right? I mean, I'm sorry, movies and TV, and the rest of this episode might just be this.
Look,
But
I'm open to moving over to Discord and then just doing local recordings after this because, like,
yeah,
there's no way we're gonna give Metal Gear Solid the justice we want it to have, and then still
yeah,
have movies and TV after.
true. Metal Gear Solid, though, like I said, it's just very like I still remember to this day. Like I've always been the kind of gamer that like gets angry if I can't figure out a puzzle quickly. Now it's a lot easier. Like I just look up a walkthrough. I'm like, yeah, 5 minutes in. I'll give game 5 minutes. If I can't figure out the puzzle in 5 minutes, unless I'm like really engaged and enjoying it, which it's almost never. But unless that happens, I'm just gonna look up the fucking puzzle and walk through it and get on with it. Not as easy back then in
No.
1998 as you can imagine. Um, and I still remember to this day, how the fuck do I find Meryl's Kodak?
Oh
What
my
the fuck do they mean?
god!
What are you talking about the case? What case?
Hold on. I gotta look. I'm jumping in here because I have to add into this. All right, renting the Twin
Oh
Snakes
yeah.
from Blockbuster. All right, and getting to this section, you need to look at the back of the package. I'm like, I had the cardboard box. Let me put on the cardboard box. Let me try to look around the box. Does the box have a number? No. And then I started thinking, wait, does he mean the case? And I look at the case and it's the Blockbuster case. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's nothing on here. And it pissed me off. I'm like, damn it, what am I doing? What am I doing? And like, I was gonna ask my brother because like I'm a big boy now. I gotta figure this shit out. All right, I'm like 9. I need to figure this out now. Okay, and it's just like, please just let me figure this out. I want to play this game.
But stuff like that, and then obviously
Oh wait, hold on. I returned the game. Like I ran out of the 7 days without figuring it out. I was like, damn it, I gotta turn it back in.
But between that and then on the other end of that, you take the fucking Psycho Mantis boss fight, which I mean, Psycho Mantis in general might be. I love fucking Psycho Mantis, and that fight and that whole sequence. It probably pound for pound, just one of my favorite things in video game. Just moments, whatever you want to call it. I fucking love all of that. But the creativity to fucking make you switch your fucking port, like that's just such fucking crazy, insane, next level thinking for that time period by Kojima. Like, who fucking would think of that? Like, who?
I
And then
have
to read your fucking save files, it's
I
just so brilliant.
I have to interject here because can you imagine how annoying it is porting this game forward knowing that you have to keep
Yes.
in mind Psycho Mantis?
Yes.
Like
No,
not only that, like I am convinced that the PS1 emulation on PS3 had to have been molded around Metal Gear Solid because they're like, shit, how do we get people to switch controller ports on this? And you cannot convince me that when they were working on the PS3 and PS1 emulation that they didn't have to think about the controller ports to not break Metal Gear Solid 1. You cannot convince me otherwise, okay? And even playing Silent Hill and I press the PS button and it opens up the settings on there and I see it on there, I'm just like, there's no fucking way this wasn't added because of that. Because like you just connect one controller, you connect another controller, that's it. The PS1 only has 2 ports. But like you can't do that. You can't force someone to have a second controller to do the Psycho Mantis boss fight. So, like, it's just Imagine your game. I'm just saying it for a fact at this point. I'm not even just saying it as conjecture now. Imagine your game is so popular and so influential that 2 generations later, it requires the manufacturer to make sure your game isn't broken.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, it pays off in so many different ways. I mean, uh, slight spoilers, I guess, but
It's
whatever.
Metal Gear Solid.
Um, if you got a problem with it at this point, whatever. But when you get the fight in Metal Gear Solid 4, and then you go in and you're like, hey, I'm going to switch the controller port, and he calls you out on it. That's fucking like that's just a joke. That's like how
What I
long in the
love,
making?
the codec call automatically opens too. You have to press select most of the time for it to open, but this one's like,
Yeah.
no, we're not going to force you to put the controller back. Then we're going to force the codec on you. Ha, you fucking idiot! You thought that was going to work? You so bad.
It's so brilliant, but yeah, I mean, this game is just so much vibes, man. I just got to the part where I'm outside the in the canyon, so I'm still pretty early on into it, but just replaying through this game is such a pleasure, man. I fucking God, I love this game
Shout out to
so much.
soundtracks because they just give me the
Oh,
feeling of playing a game without going through the entire time process of playing a game. Dude,
so good.
listening to the soundtrack of this game and then hearing the main title track and the way it
Hmm.
drops, but then the song immediately after that on the OST, it's so pitch perfect. Everything, the entire encapsulation of Metal Gear Solid 1. There is something about Metal Gear Solid 1 that I prefer vastly over 2 and 3, which is that Metal Gear Solid 1 always had the soundtrack on. There was never a moment where the music wasn't playing, and that adds so much to the vibe of the entire game. MGS2 and 3, there's a lot of ambient noise, and it isn't until you hit caution that music starts playing. Let's be honest, all the music in Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, fire, heat, and endless hits. But like Metal Gear Solid 1, never stopping the music means that those tracks are pounded into your fucking head for 18 hours. And the best part is that they're all so fucking good that they stick in your head. And just Metal Gear Solid 1, like that's why I am so insulted by Twin Snakes not using the same soundtrack. Like it
Yeah,
is one of the most insulting things where you have a game that is visually on par with Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. Honestly, the over the top cutscenes don't even bother me that much compared to the fact that the sound design and the music is so fucking off that I've you know what's the way I've retconned Twin Snakes into my brain? In my brain, Twin Snakes is the VR mission that Raiden plays of the Shadow Moses incident. That's the only way that it makes sense to me, where it's like an over the top retelling, and it just like it. Metal Gear Solid 1 is just not glamorous. Like it's just this tangled webs of betrayals and just all these connections and just the threat of nuclear war, and then Twin Snakes just sort of feels like bubblegum retelling of it, and it bothers me. But I don't want to make this just a bitching about Twin Snakes. It's
yeah.
just more about like Metal Gear Solid 1 sets its tone so fucking hard, and even when Kojima throws in his little jokes, it's so shocking that it never breaks. Metal Gear Solid 1 is easily the most consistent in tone of the entire series. 2 and 3 and 4 definitely get way more wackier, and like Kojima starts having fun, but like Metal Gear Solid 1 is like the easiest one to convince anyone of like this is why Metal Gear Solid is regarded as well as it is.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It sets the tone perfectly for the series. It reminds me, like this is kind of probably going to be a weird, kind of a weirdish pull, but in the sense that how the series evolves, like Metal Gear Solid 1, you get the kind of normal kind of spy thriller, and then you start getting more big and bombastic and wild. It kind of reminds me of Mission Impossible in a sense, where you get that kind of first one that's just kind of grounded, but like you got your spy thriller in there. There's some moments of levity, but like it's kind of plays it straight. It plays it the most straight of the series. And then the later ones get fantastic, like just great stuff. It just evolves and becomes more bigger and bombastic and funnier and all this stuff, and wacky in tone. But yeah, I think the game is just like this is why like this game is specifically why I don't rank anything pre 2000s in my best games of all time list, because there is not like, and don't get me wrong, I do think this game is incredible. I just can never be I can't be objective on this game, because
Why
if I
not?
couldn't I would rank this game ahead of every fucking Metal Gear Solid game.
Do it. Why not?
Yeah, I know that's nostalgia speaking, so
Okay, and
I cannot be objective with this game. I just
no,
can't.
but it's your favorites. Why should you be objective?
I mean, you're right. You're right. I would like to remain. I'd like my list to have. I mean, obviously, I'm just ranking my favorites, but I would like it to have some sort of like. This is how I feel without a ton of nostalgia playing into it, if that makes sense. And I feel like anything after 2000, I'm fine with, but stuff before 2000, like this and Final Fantasy VII, man, like it just pulls way too much at that for me. Like I just like literally playing through this right now. I literally like turned the lights off while I was playing it and just playing in the pitch black, and I just it literally felt like I was sitting there and I was like fucking like a kid again. Like that's honestly what it felt like to me going through this again, and it's just fucking so good, man. So good.
I think you should throw it in there. Like you are replaying it, and if you replay it and you feel that love, I see no reason why. Like I understand if you think that the nostalgia goggles is not, clear enough for you to do it in good conscience, but you are replaying it. That I think you should probably throw it in consideration.
Yeah, I'm not gonna roll it up. I mean, this game is probably two. Besides maybe the first Last of Us. I played this game so many fucking times now. Like I was considering, like I'm like, man, I just replayed this like a few years ago. I don't replay games that often. Like maybe I'll probably just go right into Metal Gear Solid 2. But the second I had it in my hand, I'm like, nah, never mind. We're doing sorry, we're doing one again, and then I'll get to two after that, which I don't know now because I'm sneaking this in now because it's kind of another new release gauntlet after this. So I don't know when I'm gonna get time to do it, but as soon as I get free time, I'm going back to the series and doing two again.
Yeah, just it makes me sad though, because like I feel like I've praised so much of Metal Gear Solid 1, but it's also the one that I've played the least of. I don't know what it is. I think I just like understand 2 and 3. I mean, those two are like pretty close when it comes to their mechanics. 2 I understand is just, I think what I like about 2 that almost removes me away from 1 is that 1 feels it feels arcadey in its stealth, right? But like I kind of like to remove some of that arcadey, but you still have Snake basically running at a full dash as just his walk, and he will run behind guards and they can't hear shit unless you step on a little metal piece. And then Metal Gear Solid 3 becomes a little bit harder where your footsteps do make sound and you cannot run past guards. You can walk right next to them and they'll hear you and they'll start attacking you. Like Metal Gear Solid 1, I think the problem is that like gameplay wise, it ends up becoming redundant next to 2. But like also the problem is, I think, is the other thing is that Metal Gear Solid 2, which we'll talk about way more when it comes to the next episode, which is that Metal Gear Solid 2 being an entire inverse of Metal Gear Solid 1 makes it almost feel like MGS1 is so much of a first chapter that I want to play the second one where it's almost an entire refutation of the first game. And like I feel like this is not supposed to sound as insulting as it is, and I swear to God it's not. I praise MGS1 as much as I did right now that I don't want it to ever sound like that. MGS1 almost ends up being homework to make MGS2 sing even louder. I think that's the thing that always has me away from it, because it's like I want to reach the culmination of what MGS1 was, which I think is MGS2. MGS3 is the apology tour. It's there, but like it feels like almost a return to basics for 1, but also, hey, sorry about pissing you guys off with 2. But like just MGS1, I mean, I'm gonna have to get good because the platinum is gonna require me to get Foxhound or Fox ranking on it. Not only that, you know what Waffles told me? Apparently you have to do, oh wait, No, no, no. I think I disproved that. Oh, never mind, never mind. No, I did not disprove it. Waffle said that apparently you need to play Metal Gear Solid VR missions for the platinum entirely, which
Correct.
is like
Yeah.
600 missions.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I saw that the platinum guide said is not as hard as Metal Gear Solid 2 VR missions, which thank God, because holy fucking shit did I become cracked at the game for that.
Yeah. I think we'll talk more about Metal Gear Solid 2 on the next episode,
Oh
obviously.
God, we're gonna. Ooh.
But I am really genuinely excited to replay these games because I played one, like I said, like fuck, probably close to 10 times now, which is a lot for me because I don't replay games that often. Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, to my recollection, I think I've only played them each twice. So and it was a long fucking time ago for me. So it's definitely and both like that, like obviously played them close to when they first launched. And then I played them again before 4 came out. So it's been a while. It's been a while.
All right. Okay. So let's. Okay, hold on. Let me click save here. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna pause this here, or actually, we're gonna stop it. All right, there we go. No change to you because I stitched it together. Wow. All right, MGS1. Was there anything else we want to do?
No, I could talk about that game for fucking years, but I
Let's
gotta
keep
work
going.
early tomorrow. So
Again. Dude, by the way, just I have to mention it. I watched the video where Kanye and Jay-Z did N-words in Paris for 40 minutes extra after the concert ended, and I just feel like I have that energy towards Metal Gear Solid, where it's like, hey, you want to keep talking about Metal Gear Solid? It's like, run it again. Let's fucking do this. Ball so hard, motherfuckers want to find me.
I think the only like I don't get me wrong, I think it's fantastic. This show's fucking ending, but the only regret I have is that we never did get to do that Metal Gear Solid special episode because I
I'm still willing
fucking
to do
love.
it.
Yeah, I still think we should at some point after we all replay them because these games I could talk about them for hours. This is by the way, I don't know if I've said this on air even, but this is definitely my favorite. Just pound for pound gaming series of
Same.
all time.
Same.
No question in my mind. I mean, yeah, I joke about it. I was like, oh, if The Last of Us 3 comes out and this is great, and I don't care. The Last of Us 3 could be another 10 out of 10 for me, and I still would put Metal Gear Solid ahead of this, just because this series.
I mean, you have 5 games. You have 5 fucking games.
5 games. Well, 5 games, and just the nostalgia pull of some of the earlier ones, and just how it is uniquely suited for what I like. I love when games get kind of crazy and meta. I love the stories. I love the long cutscenes and the talkie. I love stealth gameplay when it's done well, and yeah, the series is fucking all that. So yeah.
Dude, do you ever think about the fact that some executive at PlayStation said Nintendo is for babies? We're going to aim for the teenagers. What do teenagers love? Teenagers love pizza. What kind of pizza do they love? Pizza Hut. We should include PlayStation 1 demo discs with pizza. I'm going to tell you right now, whatever executive decided that, thank you. You have irreparably changed the rest of my life in ways you would never understand. Because that PlayStation 1 demo, it's weird because I remember just going and having sleepovers at my cousin's house, right? It was my brother, me, a cousin that was 6 months younger than me, and then his older brother that was, I don't remember, 2, 3, 4 years older than me. And I remember that we would just stay up late, and for some reason the like 3 enduring images of that time. One, there's no way you remember this. Do you remember Z Things?
No,
Yeah,
no, I
that's
don't
fine.
think so.
That's an old ass shitpost website, right? It Z Things is something I absolutely remember, and this flash animation of "Oops, I farted again" with a flash animation of Britney Spears. That's one thing. The other enduring image that stays is us listening to "Without Me" very early on through like Kazaa, or no, it's probably Kazaa or something earlier. So it's those two. And then the third lasting image is that demo disc and Metal Gear Solid's demo on there. And just out of all of my collection, of just all this shit that I have, I want to say one of the ones, like top 5 that just makes me happy that I own, it has to be owning that demo disc. And like even booting it up and just seeing it still there. I don't know what it is. It's just like even though the demo isn't that different from the game, just seeing it in that demo form makes me very happy. And it's just like, oh god, this game means so much to me.
Yeah, you and me both, brother. You and me both. I literally, one of the main reasons I bought that piece of shit PS Classic was like, hey, this is an excuse to play Metal Gear Solid again, even with
Yeah.
this shitty controller. And I did. I played through it all the way, and I never used it again.
It is funny because, like, man, I think about the PS Classic, and if it did come with a DualShock, I probably would have bought it immediately and then just hacked it. But just knowing that I'd have to go through some extra bullshit to get joysticks on there, it's like, man, look, I know Metal Gear Solid can do just digital inputs. I need the analog, man. Like, I need the analog sticks for that game. Like, I know that game way too well to that's the thing. I feel like it's the Metal Gear Solid game I play the least because it is. Like I've only done 2 full playthroughs of it. But that DNA connects so much to 2 and 3 that I cannot imagine just having 4 directional inputs for that kind of game now.
Yeah, it was. It took me a bit to get used to it for sure, but we did. We got there at the end of the day. And funny, it did actually take me a minute when I was, I guess, muscle memory from when I last played it. But it took me a minute because I kept trying to use the D-pad when I started this on PS5. But we're good. We got there. We got there.
Wait, does the D-pad not work?
No, I don't think it does. What is it?
That is no fucking. That's actually insulting. Actually,
Maybe I'm high. Actually, maybe it does. I don't. I swear to God, I was trying to play around with it, and it was just controlling the fucking menu. But maybe I might just be tired, man. Maybe I was just trying to switch between them, because I know when I use the when I pull up the item menus with the triggers. To go through my items, I always use the D-pad for that for whatever reason. I never use the control stick, so
same.
maybe I'm just thinking of that.
Okay.
Fuck,
Wait. You're telling me that the D-pad doesn't work on the items?
No, it does. That's what I was
Oh.
trying. For whatever reason, I had it embedded in my head that it controlled the items, but not moving around. But I'm probably full of shit.
Oh my god, I was about to say, like, oh, dude, I signed off on this off of Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, but like, you can play those games, like, at least on PS3 natively, but like, if Metal Gear Solid 1 isn't working like that, it's like, oh, what the fuck are you guys doing here?
No, I think I'm just high.
All right. By the way, shout out to the collection for keeping it that circle is enter. Like I kind of dug that they kept that.
It's taken me a bit to get back into that.
I love it. That's why.
Yeah, I will appreciate that by the end of my playthrough for sure.
All right, so I'm booting into the game. I'm skipping all the cutscenes for now. I'm actually kind of annoyed that I accidentally popped a trophy because I kind of wanted to pop the trophy when I'm actually playing this game. But we are doing what we must for science. Let's see, D-pad. D-pad still works.
Okay, I'm high. That's
Okay.
good.
Yeah. So, anyways, what I was gonna say is that I can't imagine playing this game with joystick. Sorry, no, with D-pad, which is funny because like I'm also playing what's it called? Silent Hill right now, and like every time I use the joystick, I'm like, this feels wrong.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on the game sometimes with some of those old ones. I forget. What did I? Oh, I played Silent Hill on Steam Deck, so never mind. Well, on my replay, I played on Steam Deck. I was definitely using the joystick there. For sure.
Oh God. Okay. Ooh. All right. Like I tried it too. Like it's just mapped to the joystick. I'm just like, ew. All right. You know what? I think that's pretty much it. Besides going into the story and all that, but honestly, like, it's Metal Gear Solid, man. We're gonna get into so much minutia, and we're just gonna end up with saying voice acting cool and also the story good.
Yeah, I concur on both those points.
All right, perfect. Okay, so what do you want to do next? TV or movies?
A TV we could probably bang out quicker, so let's just get that out of the way.
All right, fair enough. You go ahead and do something because I'm about to sneeze.
Bless you. A TV series. So we'll start with maybe the most obscure choice on here,
Oh hell yeah.
but one I had to pick, man, because this show is it's such a weirdly important show from my childhood, and that is Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. This was a show from 1997 that lasted 4 seasons, starring Jonathan Frakes. Do you know anything about this show,
Wait,
Ed?
wait, hold on. Is this the GIF?
This is the GIF. This is the GIF. That
Not
is,
a chance. It never happened.
yeah.
Complete fabrication.
Yes, absolutely. This is the GIF. This series. So for anyone who doesn't know, basically this was a series in the late '90s. You'd kind of have there'd be like 5 or so episode, like mini stories every episode, and they would kind of these reenactments of these stories, and they were either true story based on a true story or completely made up bullshit by the writers of the show, and you basically had to guess, is it real or is it not? And at the end of the show, they would tell you all the answers. But this show was like growing up was like a game. Like I remember playing
Yes.
with my family and my friends, and we'd like compete and be like, okay, like I would see who has like the highest score. And we keep like a running tally throughout the season on who was doing the best. So earliest memory childhood of that shit, but I thought that rocked, and it was a fun show.
Hell yeah. Oh my god. This is just YouTube videos now, which actually kind of makes me sad because no YouTube video is going to have the same amount of production value that that show had of like just being in a spooky area and this man's just standing there. He's just very nicely and he's got a very nice like inflection with the way he's saying everything. I've honestly just I don't think I ever knew the name of it because I've definitely seen clips of the show and not even just the "it never happened" video of it. Like I I that's I can't believe this is here, and I'm glad it is.
Yep, great show.
All right,
That's all I got.
okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna. I put way too many in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the easy one. Right, Rugrats slash Hey Arnold. I don't know why these are the two Nicktoons that really just stuck in my brain that are from the 90s. I don't think Fairly Odd Parents was 90s, and I didn't even check. But like Fairly Odd Parents, hold on, let me. I just want to before I Fairly Odd Parents 2001. Yeah, that is not. Yeah, that is not counting. Rugrats and Hey Arnold. Rugrats. It's funny because like I think my wife put it on not long ago, and like it was maybe a couple months ago, and I was just like, man, don't know what I saw in this show. But as a kid, I think I just enjoyed like, hey, look, it's the babies. They're talking. Look at that. They got a secret world. They're doing mundane shit. They're Jewish. Hey. And I don't know. I think I just put it on here because I liked it. But Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold is the one that I always want to try and go back to because I always feel like that show was just doing a little something more and it never felt like it was talking down too much to kids. And the reason I mentioned that is because it's something that like okay, so I live in Houston and we have a huge Vietnamese population and I want to say like it was a couple of years after I was already done with Nicktoons that I made the connection that there was a character named Mr. Win and there was an episode where he basically had to give up his daughter and you can tell that like shit isn't going good in where he is. He has to give his daughter to some soldiers on a helicopter and then they leave and he never sees her. Arnold spends the episode trying to help him find his daughter, and it's something that like it always stuck in my gray matter but I never thought about it, and it wasn't until I made the connection of like, wait, Mr. Win is a common Vietnamese name, and then I see, ugh, God, I can't speak. And I know a lot of Vietnamese people. Win is a common name. Oh my God, Mr. Win in Hey Arnold was a victim of the Vietnam War, and he got his daughter. He gave his daughter to the U.S. Army to get her to America, and he's over here in New York to try and find her. And it was this little connection of like, oh, holy shit, Hey Arnold threw the fucking Vietnam War like that into a kids show, and I just feel like I have to mention this because like Rugrats, this small kids thing, I enjoyed it as a kid, but then Hey Arnold, I it's just something that has stuck in my brain where like I want to get back to you, and like I think I actually have a cousin who has a box set of Hey Arnold, and I feel like I should bother them at some point to watch it. And that's not really all I got. So I don't know if you had any Nicktoons on yours list. I don't know if you already aged out of it, but here you go. Anything about Rugrats or Hey Arnold?
I've watched both those shows. Not on my list, but both good, fun shows. I think actually my most memorable Nick cartoon, which I'm pretty sure it's 90s. I'd have to look. And, I actually forgot about this. This could probably be on my list too, because I fucking love this show. But that's Rocco's Modern Life. I'm a
Oh,
big Rocco's Modern Life stan. I fucking love that show. So that would be my favorite Nick show. But no, Rugrats and Hey Arnold, Hey Arnold especially. Hey Arnold's a lot of fun. I never put that connection together though, so that's kind of wild. But
I
yeah,
mean,
moving
how many
forward.
Vietnamese people do you have in Canada?
Yeah, not many. So
Wait, by the way, did you know that you can stream Rocco's Modern Life on BET Plus?
BET. What's BET plus?
It's BET Plus.
What's B? I don't know what is
Wait,
BET.
wait, really? You don't? Wait, do you guys not have BET?
We might not, but what is it?
Black Entertainment Television.
Oh, yeah, we probably don't actually. We like I remember
Do
like
you guys
actually
don't have any Vietnamese or black people?
no, I remember that like, maybe we had the Plus streaming service. I'm not sure. I do remember that channel actually on cable, but I never watched it, which I don't know if I should admit, but yeah.
As soon as Drake left Canada, like Canada was like, we're 100% white now. We're done. We're good.
Well, except for Trudeau. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, here's another fun one. We're bouncing back to my sitcom here. Now, here's the thing. This two of my shows that I have here, technically they started in the 80s, but I consider them 90s shows. One in particular was 89. This one's a little bit earlier, so I'm definitely stretching the rules here and cheating a little bit. But the majority of this show was in the 90s. I watched the shows in the 90s. This is a 90s show to me, and that's Full House. I fucking love Full House,
Really?
man. Yeah, I love Full House.
Oh my
Uh, I,
god.
I just remember coming home from school every day, and if I could find Full House on TV, that would be my choice of what I was watching. Because I fucking love that show. I love the hijinks. Fucking Joey, it is cut it out. I fucking love it. It's so cheesy and fantastic. So big Full House guy.
All right. First off, before I continue, I think you're peaking on your mic a little bit.
I'll
So
try fix that.
I don't know if back up a little bit or lower it. Anyways,
Yeah,
but okay. While you're doing
backing
that,
up.
I'm about to break your heart. I fucking hate Full House.
How can you
Oh
hate
my
Full House?
god, I fucking hate look. Nicktoons watching Nickelodeon. It's Nick at Night now, and then Full House is on, and I'm just like, god damn it! How are you less edgy than the Fairly Odd Parents? And it's just. It Full House bothered me. It was definitely one of the sitcoms that like the laugh track started bothering me because I'm like, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Where's the joke? Where's the joke? And just oh my god, it's just it was way too cheesy and like just a lot of it ended up relying on Mary Kate and Ashley being cute. And I can't stand this. I can't stand this. Please make me laugh. Make me feel something outside of just embarrassment.
Chill out, dude.
And I felt like this as a kid. I don't understand how we flipped here. I feel like I'm saying the words you should be saying.
Oh man, Full House is just good old wholesome fun
That's what
and
I hated.
entertainment.
It's wholesome. It's wholesome. I'm just watching this and honestly finding out that Bob Saget was an absolute just like fucking terrible person. At least when it comes to making jokes, I don't think he was an actual terrible person. Like just his stand up would be like, "You ever do coke out of 3 vaginas?" In a row, and I'm just like, yeah, there you go. I'm so happy for your for your hard course correction. Like Bob Saget's stand up is basically every Disney Channel girl just suddenly becoming like, I'm sexy now, I'm a woman. Like, it is the same thing to me. And I'm so glad that Bob Saget did it.
Yeah, rest in peace, Bob Saget.
Oh, yeah, God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so that's so sad. But I don't know, man. I get it. It's definitely not the type of show you think I would like, but I don't know. It's just maybe definitely a nostalgia pull off that one, but big fan of that show. The reboot, not so much. We won't talk about that.
It's within the decade, and I'm pretty sure it's not on your list. It's absolutely not on my list. But shout out to Matthew Perry. Rest in peace. Chandler was easily like the main okay. You know what? I hate it. I'm just there might be a small Friends tangent here. I hate half of the characters. I hate Jennifer Aniston. I hate David Schwimmer. I hate the other one who I can't remember. Uh wait, hold on.
Joy?
Wait, no. Wait. Uh do I hate Monica? I think I'm neutral on Monica, but I
Yeah,
definitely hate go for it.
I don't hate Monica either. I hate Lisa Kudrow. She's terrible.
Ah, Lisa
Phoebe. Phoebe.
Oh, whew, I can't follow you there. Lisa Kudrow is like always. It's funny because like she doesn't have jokes. She just has, hey, here's my trauma of my fucked up life, and then the crowd laughs. And like that's why I kind of like her because she's either saying something stupid or she's like, yeah, it's like that time that my mother abandoned me for the fourth time at a train station and just closed the doors and then left me. And the crowd goes, ha 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 ha. And it's like, Jesus Christ, man, you guys are laughing at this woman's pain. Like,
Nobody asked. Shut up. Just let fucking Chandler make a funny joke.
Chandler and Joey, I like you guys. Chandler though is easily the one. He was always taking the piss out of everyone, and Chandler was the like. Anytime that my wife is watching Friends, where I'm just like. Chandler is my one lifeline of just like, okay, please, you're gonna say something that has a pitch perfect tone to it that's gonna get me out of here, and he usually does. So, shout out to Matthew Perry, rest in peace. I'm so sorry. Like that's drowning is just not a way to go, man. I hate to say this because he did have a drug problem but in the past. I just want to say if it was that was drugs involved, I hope you were high enough that you didn't actually feel the sensation of drowning. I hope you weren't. I hope you weren't on drugs again. But also, if you were, that there's no good way to say it.
I was never honestly a massive fan of Friends, just not
Same.
for me. But
Yeah, I agree.
rest in peace, Matthew Perry. Good actor. So sad to see.
Mm. Shout out to his shout out in Harold and Kumar Go to Guantanamo Bay, and they kept calling that brown guy Matthew Perry, and then he just gets really mad. He's like, Matthew Perry is white.
Good joke. I love those Harold and Kumar movies, man. They're fun movies. Although I never saw the third
Christmas?
one, but I never saw that one. But the first two are fun. Very fun.
I'm pretty sure I've seen the Christmas one, and then I just don't remember at all. But also, I think I really held Guantanamo Bay in high regard more than White Castle. So I'm almost wondering, like, I've just kind of been in the mood sometimes for some stupid movies. Those might have to go into rotation at some point.
Yeah, good time of year with Christmas coming up.
All right. My next TV show. I didn't watch it in the 90s, but it was so early on in me discovering TV that rediscovering TV. Let's say rediscovering because Lost kicked it off for me, and then after Lost, I just kind of wandered off for a little bit. So the TV show that kind of got me back in a little bit is Freaks and Geeks. I want to throw it in here. It counts to me, damn it. So Freaks and Geeks, I actually watched it probably early on Netflix, like 2011, 12, 13, somewhere around there. And just one season of TV show, I really dug it just because it felt like it is a show that felt way too early. When you think about the show being in the 90s and on NBC, it just doesn't feel like it makes sense because watching it on Netflix, on streaming, it feels like that perfect show that would have had its cult following. They would have been so hardcore about it. And definitely at that okay, like I'm talking in hypotheticals. Like let's say if it was an actual Netflix show, if it was a show on streaming, whatever streaming service had it, they probably would have seen that every single time this audience shows up, it probably could have gotten 4 seasons and then it would have probably been done. That well, I mean, okay, it would have had 3 seasons. They would have said, "Hey, your 4th season is wrapping it up," and then that's it. Freaks and Geeks is just way too ahead of its time. It's got some great actors that have their career starts here. The writing is sharp, and you definitely don't have Judd Apatow just overwriting himself. Like it's just really good, and it's just got some really good teenage writing in it. And yeah, no, I don't know what else I can say. I just really like Freaks and Geeks, and I should probably rewatch it again because my wife has always been curious about it. But again, I'm terrible about just everything that I'm drowning around me. So like, who knows when I'll watch Freaks and Geeks again? All I know is that I have good memories of it.
I've actually never watched Freaks and Geeks, but I've heard so many good things about it. You were definitely not the first person to say that. My mom is a huge fan of that show. She loves that show.
Hmm.
So definitely something I would like to. And it didn't last for long. So that is something that would be a very easy watch that I should probably do at some point. Cause I know a lot of actors got their big break with that show too, or at least kind of put them on the map. So definitely something I would like to watch eventually.
So I'd say that probably just your age. Okay, knowing your age, I feel like your mom is probably like in the perfect pocket for Freaks and Geeks and that age, right? Like, oh, wait, when do it? Okay, what era was Freaks and Geeks? Was that supposed to be 70s? I think, because like if it's 70s, that sounds like perfectly in pocket. Okay, I feel like counting it as 70s because it's 1980 to 1981. So yeah, okay, I count it. I guess in that same vein, just because it's right there and might as well bundled it together. That 70s show. I just need to say it because I've talked about it before, but it's pretty much one of the only sitcoms that whenever the crowd laughs, I'm usually joining in. So 70s show, I'm just happy to say it. That's it. Don't need to say anymore.
Yeah, this is this is my Full House for you, I guess. Although I don't hate this show, but definitely not a fan of this show. I just never found it super funny. I love the intro. It's my favorite part of it. I think the intro is fantastic.
Dude, I hate the intro of season 1. Like every time I listen to it, like I fucking hate this. And then season 2 has the intro everyone knows, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, there we fucking go. All right.
But yeah, not a huge fan, so leave it at that.
I got two more left, so go ahead.
You got two more left. Perfect. Okay, so Sliders. Sliders, yeah. This might be a show you've never heard of.
Nope.
So this is another kind of out there pick. This starred Jerry O'Connell.
Google doesn't even know what this is. It's just like, hey, you want small burgers?
Yeah, if you look this up, you're probably going to be seeing burgers. This is a very short-lived series, a sci-fi series starring Jerry O'Connell, John Rice Davies.
It's short-lived, right, man? That was 5 seasons.
Well, yeah. So, okay. Here's the thing with this. Here's the thing with this show. I say short-lived because it kind of really goes off the rails at the end, and I just ignore it.
Okay. It's 5 seasons, but really, there's only like a season and a half you like.
Well, here's so a minor sliders. Well, actually, not minor. Some sliders spoilers for anyone who gives a shit.
I'm gonna watch it next week.
I know. I'm sorry to everyone. So the show stars Jerry O'Connell. Basically, it's a guy named Quinn Mallory, and he basically, he stumbles across a remote control that allows him to transport to different dimensions and worlds and stuff like that. So you kind of get this really big. Every episode is kind of a new episode of the week flavor, but then an overarching tying in story about Jerry O'Connell basically trying to get back home to his world and his universe and his life. And I forget when exactly. I want to say it's like season 3 or season 4, but he basically gets replaced with his twin brother Charlie O'Connell. And he's so much worse. He's like a shit actor compared to him. So the whole thing is just bizarre, and it kind of goes off the rails near the end, and people die, and like they kind of lose track of like what they're going for with the story, in my opinion. I don't even know if it ever really had a true ending. I think it kind of just like I think it kind of got some like weird kind of knockoff ending, and they were planning to do more, but it got it got canceled. I do want to shout out one of my favorite things in this entire series is very early on. The show obviously had a pretty small budget, and I still remember there's a scene where like they're kind of like it's like a creepy castle or whatever they're at, and there's a bunch of crows. There's a bunch of crows that appear all over the screen at the castle. And I swear to God, I think they just got John Rhys Davies to go over a microphone and go, because that's literally what the fucking crows sound like. And that memory is embedded in my mind, and it's absolutely fantastic. So shout out to Sliders. I just have a lot of memories about the show. Not all good, but it's a very memorable show to me.
I still can't get over the idea that Jerry O'Connell got replaced with Charlie O'Connell.
It's absolutely fucking insane. Yeah, I don't know what they were fucking thinking with that. So
I pulled up the Wikipedia page and like it has the cast of characters and what seasons they're in. Quinn Mallory, Jerry O'Connell is from seasons 1 through 4. Colin Mallory is a main character in season 4. He is a guest. Like, okay, no, hold on. I think Charlie O'Connell plays two characters in seasons 2, and then a different one in season 3. But here's where I mention this. Here's why I just like I have to mention this. There's a character in season 5 named Quinn Mallory, but his middle name is quotations Mallory. So it's Quinn Mallory with quotation marks Mallory. So like like if you have someone
yeah.
okay, like oh, I forgot what it uh what's the name of the black guy from the Green Mile?
Oh, Michael Clark Duncan.
Okay, okay, that might not be the person I'm thinking of. The big black bully guy from Friday.
Oh fuck, I don't know.
Okay, well, anyways, that guy is named Lester or something, and then in parentheses, his nickname is Tiny. It's in there. So we have a character's named Quinn Mallory, but his nickname is Mallory. What? What?
Yeah, it's
What do you mean there is a character named Quinn Mallory and his nickname is Mallory and he's played by Robert Floyd and he's the main character of season 5?
he basically. I mean, he. So like Charlie O'Connell doesn't technically replace him, but he replaces him because I mean it's his twin brother. But I think technically Robert Floyd is actually the new Quinn Mallory. It's fucking yeah. Like I said, when I say it didn't go for long, well, we're talking about 3 seasons of stuff that I'd watch and enjoy here.
Let's go. Should we go to the next one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, all right. This is one that I'm adding because I never have gotten to mention it on the show, and I noticed that it was 99, so I went sure. We're including you. Futurama. Futurama is just what I have to imagine everyone talks about the golden age of The Simpsons being like. I feel like all the energy that left The Simpsons had to transfer over to Futurama. Futurama, honestly, God, oh my God, I just remember that there was a new season on Hulu. I need to ask someone and see what the fuck is going on there. But anyways, Futurama, the original run, watching it on random episodes through Adult Swim, and then seeing the 4 movies that make up a season through Comedy Central, and then seeing those seasons come back on Comedy Central. I am just so impressed at Futurama. Futurama is what Rick and Morty thinks it is. Okay, that is the best way I can insult Rick and Morty and also compliment Futurama, because Futurama feels like there are so many jokes sometimes that go over my head, and then like when I look them up after, it's like, oh my God, everyone in that writer's room is a fucking dork, and I hope they get swirlies. That's incredible. Like, Futurama is hilarious. Futurama also, like, come on, Seymour. Seymour, like Seymour is like one of the most memorable moments in animated TV history of whenever a show is a comedy and then it just decides to fucking gut punch you for no reason. And it's just Futurama. I love this show, and I kind of wish that they would go back to some of the old seasons that are in 4:3. I don't need them in 16:9. No, don't do that. I need them at least at 1080p. I would love if they had an entire box set of Futurama, because I would buy it just symbolically more than anything else, because I just really like Futurama. But considering that it's a split one, where it's like there are some seasons on Blu-ray, but like if you buy the box set, it's all in DVD. It's you kind of broke it for me. But yeah, Futurama. I'm just Futurama.
Futurama is a weird one for me because I remember never being like, so I remember watching it like very sporadically and never being a massive fan of it until I actually sat down and kind of just binged them all and watched it. And then I realized just how, great the show actually is. I never watched any of the reboots of it. So obviously the current one, but they did reboot it, I think, before that once too.
Wait, not even the Comedy Central seasons?
No.
Oh, Dorian, you have to watch at okay.
You know how tough it is for me to watch TV right now, brother.
No. You don't understand. the series finale, the first, okay, not the first one, the second one with the Comedy Central episodes, might be like a top 5 series finale. Just straight up. It is one of those series finales that it's why I find the Hulu reboot so insulting, even if it's good, is because the final episode of like season 10, I think season 10 was like the last one of the Comedy Central ones, is so perfect of an encapsulation of taking everything that you like about Futurama and reminding you of it, and then having such a great ending that leads back into the beginning of the series, that it's like it's one of the best series finales of all time.
Yeah. How many episodes is it? The Comedy Central season?
Honestly, I feel like even if you jump to the end, I feel like you understand
All
you
right.
understand what is Futurama, that like I still feel
Yes.
like that ending's in a hit. Like you know those characters.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see about getting to that at some point. But yeah, no, great show. Definitely one I enjoyed for sure. Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna throw it in here because why not? Fuck it, it's here, and I think I might just end up retreading most of the same ground. South Park and King of the Hill. Um, King of the Hill, we're just going to make this very brief because let's be honest, watched it as a kid and it was like, man, The Simpsons is funnier. And my parents would let me watch King of the Hill, but they wouldn't let me watch Simpsons. So it definitely put like a little bit of an extra string on not South Park, Simpsons, where it's like, I'd rather watch that, but I can't. King of the Hill, I don't understand you. And then now understanding what writing is and being able to listen to things instead of just being like, oh, look, it's wacky. King of the Hill, God bless this dry ass writing. It's funny as hell. So King of the Hill, I'm glad to get that out of the way. South Park. South Park might actually be one of the longest mainstays in my life. God bless South Park Studios and that website, because it let me run through the entire series for free. That like South Park might be the show that I've watched the longest because I am just always checking in on it. Honestly, I talking about this just reminded me that I didn't finish the last special that's on Paramount Plus, where they're making fun of multiverses and they're making fun of taking existing characters and replacing them with women that are either black or Hispanic or blah 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 blah, and like it's still making me laugh. So like just shout out to South Park that it's been years of even just sneaking the episodes while my parents weren't around to when I could actually watch it, and how I've just watched this entire series. I've never actually gone through and watched it again because I usually just have more South Park that I can look forward to that I've never got back to it. But I've watched the entire series, and every single new thing that Matt Stone and Trey Parker put out for South Park, I am there day one. That's not true. Not day one, because let's be honest, I'm really bad about it. But I mean, like, I want to keep a full record of I have watched all of South Park, and until the day that they cancel it, I will be there.
If there is like one show that I could pick to like say, okay, I know this show is just insurmountable for me. I'm never going to catch up, but I will pick one show out of all of these shows that I do want to watch, and I will watch it and catch up. South Park would probably be near the top of that list for me, because every time I've watched South Park, I find it genuinely fucking hilarious. I love the show.
Yes.
It's just there's just like I probably have only watched like 3 or 4 seasons of it, maybe.
Oh my
Um,
god.
and it's just it's so funny. Like I love the show. I think it's fucking hilarious. It's just too much, man. It's worse
Yeah.
than Futurama. It's like just so much. But yeah, shout out South Park. It's hilarious. And then King of the Hill we talked about I think last episode or episode before
Yeah,
that. I
it's a
don't know.
couple episodes ago.
But fucking great show, fantastic show. I love it to pieces. It's not even humor that I generally think I would like, but it's just written so fucking well
Yes.
that like it's just done to perfection. So I love King of the Hill.
King of the
Probably should be
Hill
on my list
might be
actually.
the driest comedy I can
Yes,
think of. Like, it doesn't get
yes.
more drier, and yet those jokes hit every single fucking
Oh my
time. Like,
god. Yeah.
the hit
Yeah.
rate for this show is insane.
Yeah, it's very early on into the series. I don't know. It might even be the first episode. I don't know if it's the first episode or not, but it's very early on in the series where you get one of my favorite jokes with, with Bobby, like, Dad, what if somebody wants their steak like well done? Uh, you ask them politely but firmly to leave.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is in season 1.
And it's just so great. It just fucking sets the tone of the kind of man Hank Hill is right there. And
It's a perfect encapsulation of everything he is.
it is, and I love him to pieces. So shout out Hank Hill and shout out King of the Hill for sure. Great show.
Mhm. Alright, so I
Um,
literally have 1 show left, so go for it.
all right, I got 2. So I'll just say this one quick because we've talked about it a bunch on this show and very recently, of course. But of course, I had to put Twin Peaks on
Yeah,
here
I
again
I
because
didn't even add it. I was just like, I
yeah,
knew you were gonna do it. I've said as much as I've said. God bless Twin
yes.
Peaks.
Yeah, God bless Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is just a wonderful piece of television.
A fucking marvel
Go
that it
back.
exists.
It's a marvel that it exists. So go back to any of our previous episodes if you want to hear us, love that show. But yeah, that's it.
No, I
No
don't
more.
have anything else to add. Just
Yep.
I
No more.
no, you know what? Just one quick thing. I really hate that it would cost me $60 to have all of Twin Peaks on Blu-ray. That's the only thing. Like
Yeah.
it's been I've seen it for $40 for the first 2 seasons, and then an extra 20 for the return. I'm just like, God damn it, man. And then I'm pretty sure From Z to A is just like insane to get. So I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, no, forget about that. That's just impossible at this point.
Mhm.
And then final TV show for me is Seinfeld, of course, which again started 89, but it's a 90s show. Seinfeld is just, it's funny. I think, and I still need to go back and this is a show that genuinely I need to catch up on, but I'm not as bad off because I think I left off in
Oh,
like
Curb.
season 10 or 11. No, Curb, I've watched like one season, man, which
Oh,
funny show,
okay.
but
Sorry, no, no,
fuck,
no.
I
The
know.
way you were talking, it made me think that you were talking about another show and not talking about Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
No, but I'm talking about the other one that gets compared to a lot, and that's It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh,
Um,
I'm so gone. I'm so fucking buried with that one.
yeah, that one I'm not as bad on because I've seen like 10 or 11 seasons of that show, so I'm
3.
pretty far into that one. Yeah, fuck. Good luck. But Seinfeld is just incredible, and the funny thing is, I still don't know if I've seen every episode of Seinfeld. I'm sure there's a couple in there that I missed because I've never actually sat down and done like a whole series watch, which I should do at some point. But this is just a show I consistently would watch whenever it was on TV. I would sit down whenever like my when my parents had it on DVD, so I would sit down and watch episodes with them, just totally randomly, and pick them all up that way. And yeah, Seinfeld is just fucking incredible. It's funny. It's just comedical. Again, this is one of those shows that people are far smarter than me have talked about it. So go find them. But Seinfeld is just an absolute treasure. And it's great from start to finish. And yes, absolutely finish. People get filtered so hard by that ending of Seinfeld, but you could not have ended it in a more perfect way. So I love that show.
Now that I know the context of how that episode aired, it makes sense to me why people don't like it. Again, I'm speaking from the outside because I haven't watched enough of Seinfeld to be able to make this declaration. But the fact that pretty much all of like the entire day was leading up to the finale, and like you are seeing all these episodes and you're seeing basically all these retrospectives, and then you get to the final episode, and the final episode is basically a summary of everything you've already seen the entire day. Like, I understand why people got pissed at that ending. That was an unforced error, which I assume now in the streaming era that is not really a problem. Seinfeld. Okay, look. I'm gonna tell you this right now, and then realize that technically I can't follow my own advice to some degree. You just kind of need to put on, just get it started, accept that it's going to be a while before you finish it. Just throw it on the TV. Like, you've said that you've watched a good amount of Seinfeld. Just put it on. Oh, cool, I recognize this episode. Go do your dishes, go fold some clothes, go play on a hand, go play on your Steam Deck. Like, just have it on in the background, and then eventually you'll hit an episode you haven't watched, and you're like, oh shit, there's a new episode. And the reason I say that I don't feel like I'm following my advice is because, like, technically, I'm not doing this with Seinfeld. I want to watch Seinfeld, but I am doing with King of the Hill. I accept that King of the Hill is going to take me a while, but also, like, hey, I'm just here with Elena. She's just like, she wants to be held. I'm gonna put on King of the Hill. Fuck it, I don't need to check anything on my phone. Let's just put on King of the Hill. Oh, we're gonna feed her. King of the Hill's on. Why not?
No, it's good advice, honestly, and I should get better with doing that, especially when I'm playing Steam Deck games or portable games like that, which I've been doing a lot of this year. I should be better with that. Unfortunately, now I don't really have it. Well, actually, it's not true. Super Mario RPG is in the middle of November, so maybe I should start a series while I'm doing that I can just throw that on. But we'll figure it out then.
You're always going to be doing some sort of stinky gaming, so like, there's always the TV opportunity.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
All right, so am I doing my last show?
Yeah, I'm done with shows.
Right,
so
okay, so this is one that technically it shouldn't be on this list, but I do want to add it to the list. And it's a show that I liked, but I was definitely shamed out of not watching. Powerpuff Girls. I like the Powerpuff Girls, damn it. And I liked it as a kid, damn it. But all because my brother and I knew that I'd be called gay for watching it, I didn't do it, okay? I remember this was one time, right? I remember that I was watching it and my brother saw me and he started making fun of me. And I remember that I think I got really mad and I tried to push him. And I think he hit his face somewhere and he went to go tell my parents and was just like, God, I just want to watch the Powerpuff Girls, but now I'm gay and I'm going to get in trouble. God damn it. So I did not watch as much Powerpuff Girls as I wanted to, but just I like the Powerpuff Girls, okay? I like their little cutesy design, and I like how much they kick ass, and like the violence was very visceral in that show, and it's just I like the Powerpuff Girls, and damn it, it's too late for me to probably watch it, but also I just remembered I have a daughter, and holy shit, is this my second chance? Holy shit, I have a second chance to watch the Powerpuff Girls. Holy shit, I want to watch the Powerpuff Girls. Fuck yeah, awesome. This is an awesome revelation. So yeah, Powerpuff Girls. Whee!
I never really watched Powerpuff Girls. I'm sure it's good. I was more of a Dexter's Lab kid. So.
I like Dexter's Lab. I liked it, but like it just I don't know. Like it's on when nothing else is on. Yeah, sure, you're not. I had no problem with Dexter. I have no problem.
Yeah, fair.
All right,
movies.
That's it for my TV.
Yeah, movies.
Go for it.
Okay, so I'm actually just gonna. I've got 5 movies. Because I've stuck with 5. Yeah. I'm just gonna bundle 3 of these right now, and the reason I'm gonna bundle 3 of these is because we've talked about these on the show before. So I'm just gonna kind of bang these out now, and that is first of all Pulp Fiction. I think Pulp Fiction is just an absolute masterpiece. And if I was to say what movie defines the 90s for you, that might be my pick, just in general. I think the movie is just incredible piece of pop culture. Tarantino's second best, in my opinion. But if you want to make that his best, I would not argue with you. So love that movie. I think it's incredible. Next would be Titanic. I think Titanic is just a movie that has gotten better over time for me. And it's funny, when I did that rewatch recently in theater, it was kind of that, oh, fuck, I really forgot how much I love this movie.
Yeah.
Because it unlocked, not only did it unlock so many memories for me, I remember owning the fucking giant ass double VHS set of this movie. Yeah. And just watching that constantly. So yeah, movie's fantastic. Again, my favorite from Jimmy Boy. So just an incredible film. I think it's a masterpiece. And then this ties in, of course, with one of my TV picks, but I gotta give love and shout outs to Twin Peaks once again with with Fire Walk with Me. One of the defining movies of the 90s for me, to finally kind of get a glimpse into Laura Palmer and just kind of see what the fuck her deal was. Very creative, and just the shift in tone that we would get for the rest of David Lynch's career. You know, you kind of get the fun poppy. You know, Wild at Heart is a very fun movie. It's still Lynchy in a lot of ways, but there's a lot of fun to it. And then that kind of carries over, I think, into Twin Peaks, the TV series. It's wacky. It's, you know, it has the Lynch aspects for sure, but it's a lot more fun. But then you start to see that shift with Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, and would go really on for the rest of his career, where he kind of gets into the more serious and more just kind of fucked up, like what's going on here. And it's a fantastic film. So I just want to shout out those 2 movies because we've talked about them on the show before many times. But yeah, awesome movies.
All right. In that same vein, let me go ahead and get these out of the way. They must be said. Like, I love them too much in the '90s to not let them be on to leave them unsaid. Titanic is obviously one of them. Jesus fucking Christ! It's in the name. It is a Titanic fucking movie. It is a titan of cinema. I love Titanic, and I've said it enough times on this show. The other one that I don't really feel like I need to express how much I love it, because it's the Matrix. I gave it an entire special episode that lasted 4 hour plus, okay? And like it what else do you need me to say? I fucking love the Matrix. These two are so integral to who I am as a person that right next to the Matrix, it's like, god damn, you formed me. So like just we got these out of the way, okay? These are the ones that both of us need to say. You go again, unless you want to say something about the Matrix.
The Matrix is great movie. Yeah, that's another one that I rewatched semi recently. That was like, oh yeah, damn, that is a really good fucking movie. So yeah, no, shout out to that. I got the Titans Occult Steelbook, which was pretty cool. So glad to have that. I don't have the same love for the rest of the franchise as you, although I don't hate those movies. As much as I did after rewatching all of them.
I'm just happy that you gave Reloaded some flowers, because like
Reloaded.
I understand.
Yeah.
Revolutions, I understand. I can be on an island on that one, but I'm happy that at least I was able to get some of you guys to try Reloaded again. I'm just like, okay, cool, good.
Yeah, no, Reloaded wasn't nearly as bad as I was expecting, so that's awesome. And that's it for that one. So I only have 2 movies left. One of them, which one to start with? I'll save the funniest one for last because I got some fun stories for that one. We'll talk about Seven. And funny enough, I don't think this. I'm almost certain this movie has never come up on this show before.
I feel like it has.
It has?
Yeah, I feel like it has.
Did you watch it? Because I know I haven't.
Okay, no, maybe.
Like, we might have talked about it tangentially, but I don't think it's ever been a topic. Yeah, like I don't think it's ever been its own topic. So I really wanted to give this movie some love and some shout outs, because we have talked about Fincher for sure on this show with, we've talked about Zodiac. Exactly. We've talked about The Game because I recently watched The Game, Mank, excuse me. And The Social Network, I'm sure we've talked about before. But Seven in particular is still my favorite movie of Fincher's. I love Seven. I think it's an absolutely incredible film. I think just it's almost a horror movie in the way it's shot and the way it's done. It's just very dark and brooding. Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt have such incredible chemistry in this movie. And of course you get the famous "What's in the box? What's in the box?" What? And it breaks your heart every time. It's like, oh fuck, like you feel bad because you know what's coming. But
Brad
I think
Pitt
this movie
his whole entire soul into that line. Just
absolutely. Absolutely. Like I'm curious. I'm just gonna look this up. I want to see like where that was in his career. So he did that.
That
so
has to be a couple of years, like in. Like,
so he had done.
He's already did Legends of the Fall. He did True.
Yes. He did Interview with the Vampire. True. Yeah. Okay. So he had done a few movies for sure. Because there's a Cool World, California. California is another movie. I like that movie. True Romance, and then Interview with the Vampire. So he definitely done a few movies for sure. Don't get me wrong. But this is the one that I feel like finally was like, oh shit, because he did this and then he did 12 Monkeys right after, which not a super famous movie, but like, goddamn, right? Like great role in a great movie. And then, it kind of comes back around in Fight Club, which is probably one of his most famous roles for sure. And at that point he was already a star. So yeah, shout out Seven. This is a great movie. It's just really dark and gritty. And I love the story of trying to hunt down this crazy psychopathic serial killer. It's great shit.
Yeah. Okay, so no, totally. I just checked our diaries on Letterboxd. 7 was not in there at all. So it probably is just we've talked enough about Fincher that 7 has come up.
So I had to I wanted to have at least a couple movies, and the next one's like this too, that aren't exactly like in my top 5 or maybe even top 10 for 90s movies. So this one would probably be top 10. I don't know if it'd be top 5, but it'd be top 10 for sure. But I wanted to put it in here just to give it some love because we hadn't talked about it.
Okay, I'm gonna say 7, my piece right here. If you needed to explain Fincher to someone, Seven is a good movie to just be like, do you need to understand this, man? Here you go.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think if you want to watch all of Fincher's movies, and I know there's clowns out there, not naming names, who would say, "Oh, start at the beginning of the filmography." Always, I don't agree with that. Um,
Do you want to
I
watch
think
Alien
Seven.
3?
Yeah, exactly. But then even if you take Alien 3 out of the equation, the game's a great movie. I love the game, but I would still start with Seven, man. Like I think Seven's just a fantastic movie to start with. You're going to get a great kind of like insight into what David Fincher is as a director, and then you could fucking go from that to fucking The Social Network and just see the total different types of movies that man can go ahead and make. And I'm not even the biggest Social Network fan. I think it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong, but I don't adore it like so many people do. But
The
it's
DNA between
impressive.
them.
The DNA between the two movies is just incredibly impressive, and that's a fun little experiment. If you've never seen a Fincher movie, to go to those two movies and just see the
Just be like,
shocking
same
difference
guy.
between them.
What? Yeah,
Yes,
same guy.
yeah, same director. You would never guess that, but yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and get these four out of the way because let's be honest, all of these four movies are just gonna be very personal things. Dumb and Dumber, Vegas Vacation, The Waterboy, and Big Daddy. Just there's not even much I'm going to say about these. Dumb and Dumber, hilarious. They're just so stupid and just Dumb and Dumber is just a Beavis and Butthead live action episode. Okay, there we go. We got that out of the way. Vegas Vacation. I'm pretty sure Vegas Vacation actually isn't that funny, but I'm not going to mention what the connection tie is between these four movies yet. The Waterboy, just a oh my god, it's just so stupid. And Adam Sandler, and the same thing for Big Daddy. It's just God, this is just the right type of humor. Why do I bundle all these four together? These four, I just need to mention for the record, all four of these were endlessly quoted between me, my brother, and my dad. And if we were in the same household again, it would not take long until 70% of our speech would just be quotes of these movies at each other. There's nothing else I need to add outside of that.
Hey Ed,
Yeah.
do you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
I was about to do it into the microphone, but I look. I'm ready. I'm ready to just mess with this audience. I don't know if I want to do that.
Oh man, yeah, Dumb and Dumber. I fucking love.
Bird. Yeah.
I love Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber's like that's a guilty pleasure movie for me. That's like
There's no guilt
if
for
I
me
make
there.
fair enough. If I'm making a list of like comfort movies that I want to watch when I'm sick, Dumb and Dumber would be very high up on that list for me because I think it's a great movie to relax to and watch it. Waterboy, yeah. Waterboy, I think is criminally underrated. I love that fucking movie to pieces. I think it's hilarious.
Mama say it.
Um,
Mama say it.
and then did you say you said Big Daddy, right?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure you didn't say Little Nicky. I'm getting tired, man.
No, Little Nicky is me and my cousins. Okay, like
yeah,
that would have been totally valid for here. It probably would have been valid in the 2000s, but I don't think I would include it at this point because these four in the 90s, like that's a fucking run for all of us.
No, that's fair. I'm shocked. Like it's not in my top 5 here. And you'll see why. But Billy Madison. I mean, like I love Billy Madison, obviously. So if I'm talking Adam Sandler, that would be my pick for 90s. But
Billy Madison would fit in this category, but because I've watched it for an earlier episode, I didn't include it. But like,
I know we just talked about it. So.
Here. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, the Waterboy, I fucking Gatorade's better, bitch.
Dude, okay, this is completely unrelated. Do you know that line where it's like the football turns into a KKK's head and then he goes, "Oh yeah, that's my bitch." I remember saying that line right after he does, and my dad looks at me, he's like, "Don't say that." I'm like, "Oh shit, what was so bad?" Like I was young enough that I didn't know that bitch was a curse word.
So that was me, although I'm pretty sure I knew it was a curse word, but I would always do I would always do the "you can do it" all night. No, not a curse word, but like the suggestive nature of that
Oh.
all night long. And like my mom would like kind of glare at me, like don't do that.
Wait,
um,
okay. Now, damn it. Now this is sending me on another tangent. The DX Suck It from WWF.
yes, yes.
I didn't know what that meant. I just like, you got to
That,
do the cross chop. Suck it. Suck it.
that fucking still prevalent today. I was just before we started recording, I was watching NXT, which is like the minor league for WWE, and one
This
one of the
episode
girls
is so
was
long.
yeah, whatever.
It's
Fuck
worth
it.
it.
We're almost done. I only got one movie left, and whatever you have. But she's like doing the crotch chops and like suck it, suck it, suck it. So I'm like fucking still relevant today. And yeah, it's long, but fuck off. This is the second to last episode. If you don't like it, you can fucking eat my nuts.
No, okay, we don't need to insult people like that. It's just like, whatever, man. It is almost at the end. Whatever. Just let us indulge a little. Let's be old.
I'm gonna insult you. Fuck you all. I mean, if you're, no, you know what? I'm gonna insult you because you're still listening to this shit. How many episodes in? That's why you're stupid. Nothing else. Just that.
Look, guys, I'll fuck with you all the way, but like, we're almost here at the end. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry that you guys listened to this. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
God bless the three of you. All right. The Mask. That's my final movie.
I almost included it.
This, I probably saw this movie in the theater at least 5 or 6 times. I was annoying my parents wanting to see this movie so many times. Here is a fun addy fact for you that I don't think I've told anyone, and I'll probably never bring this up again. So there was a period early on in my childhood where I was going for auditions to be in commercials and stuff like that.
Yes, dope.
And now I never got a role, sadly. But I went to lots of auditions. I got to do lots of fun things. I even for like a hot minute had a agent that was like getting me like auditions and stuff like that. And I had to make a promo video. I don't know. I don't know what you call those fucking things,
Demo
right?
reel or something like that.
Demo reel, exactly, that sort of thing, right? So I had to go. We went in, filmed it professionally, everything like that. I acted out the scene from The Mask in mind.
Which one?
So I did the scene where he first kind of turns into the mask. So he's like, that's right, Wendy. We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking. Fucking mask. Then takes a look at the mask. Then I even did the music. I was like, do 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 do, and then the mask goes on, and I did the whole fucking thing. I'm like spinning around and like banging shit over and knocking over stuff, and then yeah, basically I edited it with the and that was it. That was my demo reel.
This is one of the few times I wish that the show was on video so you can see my smile beaming right now.
Yeah, it's good times, man. This movie is just very special to my childhood, and I mean it goes further than this. I love the I mean it's an awful video game, but I love the Mask Super Nintendo game.
I thought you were about to say you liked Son of the Mask. I was about to cut the episode. No, we're not doing this.
No, we're not doing that. Too much positivity right now for that shit. I still remember I had it was like a PC, it wasn't a game, but it was like a Mask software suite, and like it came with like wallpapers and icon packs for the Mask and all of this shit, but on it was like a glimpse into the Mask 2. And I always remember being salty. Well, we did get a Mask 2. We won't talk about that. But an actual Mask 2, I was always salty that we didn't get that. But the movie itself is fun. It's great. Fuck, I want to watch it now, man. Like if I didn't have to work in a few hours, I would fucking go throw this on after, because it's been so long since I've watched this movie. I gotta think Cameron Diaz in her red dress was like my first childhood crush. Like it had to have been. Because good Lord, absolutely ridiculous. But this made me love Jim Carrey. so much. This put him on the map for me. I
Dude, this
even
was
went
his
as
triple
far.
threat year, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, I believe so. I even went as far. I love this movie so much that like and don't get me wrong. Obviously now I'll look back on it and be like, man, that's Saturday Night Live in the '90s with Adam Sandler and all those people, peak television, right? But
Mhm.
not me. I was a Jim Carrey fanboy, so I would watch in living color. Fuck Saturday Night Live, just because Jim Carrey was on in living color at one point. And I don't think, well, that show was out, but he was on that show. He's an alum of that show. But yeah, no, The Mask is just super special to me. There's literally the bad guy's name is Dorian. I mean, come on. And yeah, it's just such a fun show. I watched it so many times in theaters, and I even have a really high quality, like a latex actual mask that I still own to this day. So yeah, this show movie is very special to me, and just great shit.
This is awesome. I love this. The Mask is on HBO Max, so I don't know, man. You talking about it's just like I kind of do want to watch this again because like out of the triple threat that Jim Carrey had in 94, Dumb and Dumber was obviously the one I watched the most, then The Mask, and then I just have never watched Ace Ventura, which at some point I should probably change.
You've never seen it?
Nope. Nope.
Oh man, it's
It's
fun. It's fun.
no, I know. It's one of those like big glaring like omissions because like it's the Jim Carrey triple threat 94. How have I not watched all three of those? But like also, I'm sorry, I kind of want to watch the Mask again now. Um okay, yeah, no, that's it. There's nothing else I want to add to the Mask. That's just perfect. Um I got three more. I'm sorry. I actually know four more. Oh God.
Oh, one more thing quickly. Sorry,
Uh,
before you move on and finish this bastardization of an episode off. The director of Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, is the same as The Mask too. So shout out to Chuck Russell.
Okay, all right, okay. I'm just gonna. I think there's not much I'm gonna say about these, but just this is another one that it has to be said, just because it's 2023. We have beaten up Disney so fucking badly on this show, and we're talking about the 90s now, so we can give them praise. I'm talking about Aladdin and the Lion King. Just, ooh boy, the Lion King and Aladdin, these were handed down to me. My brother watched this shit endlessly as a kid. My mom would always tell me a story about how before I was born, my mom took him to go see The Lion King in theaters, and that it was storming really hard, and that when they have the scene where the rain passes and it's a montage of Simba getting older, like the rain just started hitting even harder. When he got the VHS, never stopped watching it, and then that passed on to me as well. Aladdin, the same thing. Well, maybe not the same thing. They didn't, I don't think, watch that one in theaters, but again, that VHS was in endless rotation. And between the two of those are ones that I would watch as well. I was a dumb kid and also watched Lion King 2 Simba's Pride, which honestly, now that I think about it, I should watch that again. Maybe I have to ignore the incest kind of thing that's going on there on accident, but the idea that you just take Shakespeare's works and you replace it with lines, I mean, it worked for the first time. Maybe it works for the second one. I don't know. And there's at least one song I remember from The Lion King 2. I'm giving too much time for The Lion King 2. Anyways, The Lion King and Aladdin, both of those great soundtracks, great stories, great animation, just Disney at its peak. And just God bless Disney at least during this period, because god damn it, they were on something. And I'm going to go as far to say that Disney itself has been running off of the gas of the Disney Renaissance from the 90s all the way up until now. That's it.
Those are phenomenal movies. I know we've talked about Aladdin on the show before,
Yep.
Because I rewatched them when I got the 4K steelbook for that. Lion King, I need to rewatch that again soon, man. I love that movie. I was hoping to find a 4K steelbook, and now with those beautiful new Disney 100 steelbooks, I should get fuck you,
so
Disney.
fucking ugly that it took Best Buy out of the physical media market.
But yeah, Lion King's great too. Those are easily my two favorite Disney animated movies, easily. So yeah, shout out to those movies. They're stellar movies, fantastic movies, and love them to pieces.
All right, this is one I'm gonna just make it very quick because I don't really have much to say beyond I just really liked it. Selena. I just really like that movie. I haven't watched it in so long, but I just I don't know. I just want to make mention of it and then just move on. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm bundling these two together just because there's no reason not to bundle them together because of the Jennifer Lopez connection. Anaconda. Anaconda, no idea why I watched that movie as many times as I fucking did, but I did. John Veidt, very creepy. I just remembered that Owen Wilson is in it, Ice Cube as well. Actually, you know what? I can bundle in Deep Blue Sea in here as well because it's also in that same vein as Anaconda. As why did I watch this? How many times did I watch this, and why did I watch it as many times as I did? Just okay. So damn it, I'm just bundling all these three together because my brain is now connecting these. So Selena, I like it. I enjoyed the music. It is just pretty much a standard biopic, but also considering that I live in Texas and Selena is basically like a fucking saint around here, it felt like it's probably important for me to watch it. But also, I don't know. I haven't watched it in so long that I don't even know if it's a good movie, but I just know that there's enough scenes in there, especially with the singing scenes, are just like they're edited in a certain way, and like it's almost turned into a music video for those portions of the movie, and it's very well done. Uh, I can't really speak to the quality if the movie's still good or not. But then in that's okay. Now we're transitioning again. Anaconda. I don't know, man. Anaconda, and in that same vein, Deep Blue Sea. I think I just wish that there were almost more animal slasher movies because, like, that Anaconda is totally killing these people like a slasher. The sharks in Deep Blue Sea are actually killing people like a slasher. Of course, the Deep Blue Sea I watched young enough, and for some reason, it just still stuck in my head. Kind of like whenever the shark bites that woman through her crotch and basically bites her down and then pushes her back out of the water just to flex on the other humans. Haha, I got your bitch, and then just takes it away. What else is another one? The shark jump scare with Samuel L. Jackson is never gonna leave my mind. That's a fucking great moment. Anaconda at the end, seeing that Ice Cube, which by the way, no, this is true for both of them, Anaconda and Deep Blue Sea. Both of them, the black guy survives. So, like, just oh my god, good job on you guys breaking tropes. I'm sorry, Dorian, that I'm rambling now, but Selena, Anaconda, and Deep Blue Sea. Anything?
Well, I've never seen any of these movies, so I'll finish
Really?
off with none of these movies. So I'll give you a funny story to end things here.
Hold on,
There's
I'll
a
give you
guy.
Deep Blue Sea. You should probably watch Deep Blue Sea. Anaconda and Selena,
Okay,
no, I think you would enjoy Deep Blue Sea.
okay, fair enough. There's a guy I follow on Letterboxd.
Oh god, okay,
his,
okay,
his name is Explosive Zombie. So shout out to Explosive Zombie. I have talked to this guy once in my entire life. The one time I talked to him, uh, you may, well, this is way too much detail to get into this podcast right now, but you might remember a certain Discord that I was infiltrating at one point. We'll leave it at that.
Oh hell yeah.
This guy was present in the movie channel, and I was like, hey, like, anyone else on Letterboxd here? And he's like, oh yeah, I am. Follow me. I was like, okay, great, I'll follow you. um I have literally kept following this guy because I've never seen a bigger contrarian in my life than him. His
Oh.
reviews just make me fucking howl every time. So to give you a couple of fantastic examples, he has Halloween Ends at a 5 out of 5, and his like letterbox community does not understand how good this movie is. And I can go on and on with these examples. He gave Everything Everywhere All at Once a 1 out of 5 and does not like that movie. Again, I could go on and on in that, but he gave Anaconda a 5 out of 5. So you have
Oh my
the
fucking god.
Explosive Zombie seal of approval, my friend. Congratulations.
I don't know how to respond to that. All I know is that you want to know what my actual real response is looking through all the people that you follow on found him. I'm following him now. Jeez.
Please do. This guy just has some of the best. He's just like, don't get me wrong, there's some normal ones in there, but you'll get one every once in a while that's just like really like that's just completely out of left field. The Menu, 1.5 stars. Like that's just so unfair, right? Like it's not that bad. What else can I find here? Pig. half a star out of 5.
What the
Half a
fuck?
star. Like, you hate it that much. But Zack Snyder's The Justice League is a 4 out of 5. So
Oh my
that's,
god, of course he'd be a Snyder, bro.
so that's fine. A Tenet 4.5. I mean, I love Tenet, but that's a very high rating considering to some of the other ones you've given. See if I
It
can find
doesn't
another.
help the Tenet bros right now. Like I enjoy a good Tenet, but this man being in the camp is not helping.
Let me hold on. Let me look at his. And we got to wrap this up, but just quickly,
Look,
let me look at his.
I'm going to jump in very quickly. I'm just going to say that his top 4 favorites reminds me of why you can never measure someone by their favorite movies.
Yes.
Because this man has Alien, Aliens, Terminator, and Terminator 2. It's like that's a solid top 4. This is why we don't judge people by their favorites.
Yeah. Here's a couple of his half stars. Climax is a half star for him.
I can understand that one, kind of.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
No, like I love it. I love it, but like I can understand being filtered by it.
There, The Lighthouse, half star.
Kill yourself.
What else we got here? We got.
Hold on, I just okay. I know what you said about Halloween Ends.
Lost in Translation.
But aren't you in the same camp?
No, I'm not half star on it anymore.
Oh, he's half star. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just doing half star. Oh, First Reformed is a half star out of 5. That movie's incredible. So he's dead wrong there.
This man has 4
Slumdog Millionaire.
On Halloween Ends.
Oh, yeah, he goes into a rant on that one. Occasionally, he'll go into a rant about the Letterboxd community and just like plebs getting filtered on Letterboxd. It's so good. So
what the fuck is he watching? I'm looking through all of the reviews he's written, and it's like, okay, hold on. I'm scrolling back to the top. Rage, Savage Dawn, Executive Target, Dangerous Close, True Vengeance, Let's Get Harry, Hands of Steel, Psycho Cop Returns, New Crime City, Los Angeles 2020, Commando Leopard, Night Flyers, Spitfire, Firepower, Raven, Strikers, Striker Commando 2, The Hidden, Night of the Hunted, Blast Fighter, Deadly Prey, Orion's Key, Outpost, Midnight Witness. Hold on. Expendables 4, he gave a 4.5 stars.
He gave Extraction to that Chris Hemsworth movie a 4.5 stars too. Second favorite movie of 2023, by the way.
I'm closing this app because if not, we'll spend another hour just scrolling through this.
But yeah, shout out Explosive Zombie. Congratulations on your 5. He did. At his defense, he gave Don't Look Up a 1.5 star out of 5. So he's right on the ball there.
Broken Claw.
Yeah, Broken Claw. That's it then. Fuck, we're done. Let's. I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm tired.
Yeah, kill it. End card. That's you.
I
can't end it. I can't end it.
God. End card.
Hey, look at you. You got to the end of the episode. From episode 0 to the day that I finally get lazy and cancel the show. A big thank you to Joey Rawlings for providing the perfect name for the show. Be sure to always give him thanks, either out loud as you're listening to this, or you can just send him a thank you tweet at boogeyman117_. That's boogeyman117, IE instead of Y, double O. Be sure that it's an underscore, not a dash, 117.